could do it this time.
All right, one second, Elena. Stop. 1 second. What were you saying, Demise?
Oh, I was saying I was just reading it in the event development, so.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So no recap needed.
Oh, nah, still recap. It's better when a person says it.
Yeah.
So Dathos, real quick, if you look in the general chat, that's how it works. Like Cedric's works, mine works too, but I just format mine a little differently.
Oh, we're recording now?
Mm-hmm.
You and your thumbs up images. I caught it this time.
So what happens is you have the base one on top, and then the first
I like
one
Twin Peaks.
put 1 point into. I explained it in mechanics as well.
Yeah. I don't know. It's semi-confusing. But I think that... So, man, alright, what do I have to do now in order to be ready for this game, though?
I don't think we're gonna have a combat situation anytime. And you could be doing it while we're...
Okay.
No, we're probably about to get into some combat.
Oh, alright?
Yeah.
Shit, you should have let us redo get this all sorted out beforehand, probably.
Well, I had been trying to get a hold of people to
in his
do it.
defense, he has been trying to week. I will.
I know. I'm just saying.
Oh man, if be like, ooh, he said those words that I hate. Just saying.
What?
What?
No, me and Demise, we had this acquaintance of ours, and he fucking hated it when people would say that. Just saying. It's great.
But if you just want to, so this way, just it's not too complicated. You effectively have the base tree, and then
real quick, if we want to stop recording, I can probably help you make a tree in like 5 minutes.
Yeah,
you could probably also just do this if you just list all the things you want to be good at.
Yeah, give me a second.
Yeah, list 9 things you want to be good at.
Okay, 1 second.
Alright, I'm gonna call Mitchell out on Facebook.
Alright.
Okay.
Why not just call him on Discord?
Good point.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, they do that, right, Demise?
Huh?
Oh shit.
Call people on Discord?
Yeah, just gotta remember how to do it on the app.
Gotcha.
Different.
You're on your phone, aren't you?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
What about you, Matt? How you doing, man?
I'm alright, man. Do you need
Alright.
help with the tree, Matt?
You know what? No, I'm just gonna call him on Facebook. I ain't doing all this. I'll be back in 5 minutes.
Okay.
So,
Keep it real.
from what I heard, write down 9 things you want to be.
Well,
one second, guys.
It's a bit more complicated. Just look at the tree I made.
or just look in the EXP and stat mechanics. That doesn't
Basically-
explain it well.
Basically, you have to branch out from your primary vocation, getting more specific, like I did with social. Is a manipulation is still a really broad term. Even intimidation can be further build up or something like that.
Like, look at mine. This is the weird. This is latent power. That is a broad skill to hit with magic, effectively. And then I branched out to fire affinity, which gave me a +1 extra to hit with fire magic specifically. And then I kept going from there. I kept. Or are there state specific? So it's how you want to your character effectively.
Okay, just go ahead and type them out, and I'll do it for you real quick. Just answer that. Yeah, just 9 things. I'll probably be able to do it all for you real quick.
to use your noodle, man.
Oh. But do we all have one?
Well, if it weren't a joke, he may have used it last time.
Oh no.
You started this.
I see what you're going with. Pretty stiff statement.
Nice.
I like where my character is going.
I do too. But we were just making jokes about erections. Want that Elena booty? And Elena's like, I want that B booty.
And B is like, I want that Othello booty.
You wish.
And I'm like, I can't let that happen. Crazy stalker with a knife.
And he's like, nope, this is not going to happen. Not if I'm on watch.
I think B wants that Elena booty, but at the end of the day, it's just gonna be like, yay.
But
A three-way could be organized, not the screw moment. Please shrug. Oh wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna slowly just start turning this guy into like the penguin from Gotham.
Why would you do that?
Oh, you didn't see the show? Or did you
Are you
stop
gonna-
watching before it got good?
Oh no! Oh, penguin. I know what the penguin is. I just don't watch the live-action show.
Oh, okay. Well, then you don't know it.
See, here's how I think about it. Like, Marvel has really good live-action, and DC has terrible live-action. But
Okay,
they have really good animation.
that's true about the movies.
Yeah.
Not the TV shows, oddly. It's like the reverse.
I think the Arrow was pretty good when I...
Arrow's DC.
Oh, is it? Oh, dude. I
Yeah.
didn't
So do you
watch-
like Jessica Jones? Do you like Asian woman with magical powers?
he's an idiot sandwich, don't listen to him.
No, it's not like I don't like them. I just don't like watching a lot of live-action shows like that.
No, I meant the Iron Fist. It's now about an Asian woman with magical powers. Yeah,
Oh,
the
I think
Netflix
Iron Fist
stuff is
terrible.
yeah, the Netflix stuff is just terrible right now. Punisher's still good though.
I mean, the way they portray him is just so bad.
What do you mean?
It's like,
Wait,
yeah,
which
I
one?
have powers. Iron Fist.
I felt like it started fairly strong, but then got crap. Yeah, because I like the idea of, oh, he's a mental patient. Yeah, everyone thinks you're crazy because what you're saying makes no goddamn sense.
I think The Flash is pretty good too, though.
I never watched The Flash, to be honest.
Yeah, I've heard good things about it.
I've heard people talk about it. No.
I just don't watch a lot of the live action stuff just in general, but I don't. Look, how does the Penguin act in the live action though?
Oh, well, he ends up having a gay relationship that's one-sided with the, what's his name? Riddler.
That's kind of funny, actually.
Yeah. Essentially, just everything, yeah, he's the, what's it called?
What's this one, woman in stocking, in Fish... the magician one?
Sorry, what?
Cersei's.
I have no idea, but I once saw, where, she was about to fight Harley, when
Yeah,
she
Cersei.
where she grabbed the bucket suddenly and puked.
Okay, the Penguin in Gotham is the Asher of the series, if you know what I mean.
Oh.
You know Asher, Blood
No
on the
idea.
Sands? Blood
No
on the
idea.
Sands? Spartacus?
I didn't
Nope.
watch that either.
Seriously? That one's real good. You gotta watch that. Like, you don't have to watch the second half where they switch the actor, but you know.
Wasn't there a Black Spartacus?
I
Black
don't
Lucas.
know.
Alright,
Seriously?
with those skills, I want to say
Okay. That's how you want to do it. That's how we're gonna do it.
What do you guys think about mine, by the way?
sexy, man.
Zero.
Oh, by the way, Elena is immune to fire. Just so you know.
Bullet. Tier 1. Let's see here.
Weird physiology. Oh no. Pistol training. I should probably actually add stuff into my tree. I probably should. Or wait till I get 2 more experience. 11 skill of the fire tree and be like, ha ha! Ultimate skill.
Next.
I could do that. Just make it be like, this is a +5 to damage. Nani? Which would then make my damage ridiculously high.
Arrow.
You are such a derp, you know that.
Next.
What? I already do 9 damage at minimum. Why not add 2 more to the mix? Or I could do a split thing where it's like +2 to hit, +2 to damage or some shit. One. Your fate has been decided, cat. You must die. Why do cats like shiny, sharp objects? I don't understand.
Hmm.
Let's see here. Okay, now for tier 2, I can expand
Because
that.
they're on DMT.
Good thing this thing's not sharp. I'm pointing a knife at him that's not very sharp, and he's like clawing at it. It's kind of weird.
Let's see, is there anything else I can do for this? Right, you want cooking too, I should probably give you that.
Probably the higher tier. Let's be honest here. If you're the pilot.
That's here I have listed right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I could give you carving if you want. Can you think of one more, or do you want like a specialization more of?
Hey Matt,
Yeah.
do you plan on having any like weapon proficiencies at all?
No, not really.
Okay, what do you want to be the best at of those things?
I'd want to say, I'm not trying to speak for you, but if you're the pilot, I'd probably say it's flying.
Doesn't have to be flying.
Mechanics.
Mechanics, okay. So, do you want like inventing?
Yeah.
There you go.
Be nice.
So what you're telling me is, he's the nerd of the group.
Well, yeah. He's the
No.
only one with an intelligence, isn't he? Pretty sure you put more than one
Low
in.
blow.
I know my intelligence actually isn't high.
How
But,
high is it? Is it higher than
like-
2?
No, it's like so I'm thinking more like crafting than inventing.
I put it on there anyway. Maybe I'll
Yeah,
put
like I
like.
know how to make stuff rather
I mean,
than
they're the
like
same thing.
inventing how to
Crafting and
make
inventing are
different-
the same thing.
Well,
eh.
what I'm thinking the distinction is that I know how to make these things already rather than I'm figuring it out for myself.
Excuse me. I'd make that later down the tree then. because that'd be a more powerful skill. So then that would be the.
How do you spell smithing?
SMITHING.
One. Stop.
Close enough. There, that's like roughly what you should have. I think I did the numbers right.
Spelled it correctly.
Oh, who cares? You could spell it correctly.
No, I said you did spell it correctly.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh. I thought you said I spelled it incorrectly.
No, you spelled it correctly.
I gotta
and
turn
thank
your
you very
volume
much
up.
for typing this out for me. I appreciate it.
Yeah. That should work for now. You can adjust it later, because I kind of just did whatever you said. Yeah. Oh, one sec, I gotta go. Be right back.
So you understand? You understand what the plus system is like? How these are attached?
Let's say no.
So tier 0 is +0. Farming, you have +2 in farming. And then basic trade, basic military training, whatever military applications, probably firing or aiming with a gun, that kind of thing.
Sure.
Cooking and oh no, I read it wrong. Nani?
Yeah, that was one. Tier 1.
Okay, no, so that'd be plus. So basic training's +3 then.
Yeah.
That's +3. Cooking is +4. Carving's +5. Mechanics would +6. How did he sort this out? I'm confused. Oh, I get it. It's different tiers.
Yeah. So they're all the same. Yeah.
Oh, no,
farming
so
and basic training and carving are all one, right? And then mechanics and husbandry are another. So those would be +1, +2, depending on the tier.
I think that's +1.
Yeah.
If it's +1, that would mean
Okay. Sorry about that.
you're fine. I'm just trying to figure out how Val organized this, because he has
Yeah,
tiers in there.
Give me a quick little skill tree.
Oh, you got yours, Matt?
Yeah.
Yeah, Val made it for him.
I just threw out some skills and Val put this together real quick.
Okay. Sounds good. If you for one though, like the session, we could do that.
Sure.
Okay. So real quick, did we do a story recap?
Not yet. We're forever to get here.
Okay.
That
In that
kind
case-
of has to be here.
Yeah, of course. He's
Who's
been...
waiting for?
Nah, man, Demise, he's been unconscious. You know, his character's been unconscious. He don't need a recap.
See, what happened was Elena and B went into where he was. Just had unconscious, just brutal intercourse with him.
What the?
Yeah.
And then Othello came in and then just did stuff to him. And then the chieftain
This
came
the
in
kind
and
of
was like,
game-
"Hey, I haven't had this in a long time."
This is the kind of game.
Okay. Okay.
So wait, what the hell did I just miss?
If only he that.
Yeah, damn. Man, I gotta say, Demise, you were in one hell of a coma there, huh?
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
Anyways,
Damn, anymore and I'll call you Big Boss.
It was
Like
an-
mother.
I'll go ahead now
Was
to.
it? So- I'm kidding.
Okay, real
What
quick,
was
guys.
it again?
I can
Sensei,
recap
if someone
it.
Shaves,
Oh, okay.
Sensei, if someone shaves his ass, is he gay? Well,
Oh, no.
my
Stop.
pupil.
Okay.
Those.
Stop.
Those.
When they're unconscious,
Okay.
they're whatever you want them to be.
Oh,
I
God.
can recap the story.
Yeah, go ahead and give us a recap, Elena.
So
Got
what
this.
happened was they in the last session before this one they stopped at a point where they're like, what are we gonna do next? And then the last session was effectively this. They were trying to figure out a plan, and they kind of talked to the pilot and the guard again, and they said, and they were informed that, hey, our ship's kind of dead and broken and doesn't want to function anymore in life. It committed die.
And then we had the session. Last session pretty much revolved around them trying to fix the ship.
Right.
Which, which they were able to. The way they did that is they went to the village chief, which is character Matt and Demise, and they convinced him to loan them his family stone, right? It's like the stone, each of the families within the Weirds have one of these stones. It's a giant chunk of modrite. And, you know, he was like the last member of his family besides Elena. So he's like, yeah, you know what? I'll loan this to you, but make sure that it gets returned when all this is over.
Well, he does
So-
have a stepson now.
Okay. I'm just giving the basics. What happened?
But
So wait.
and sorry, specifically after that though, Elena went to go get you know, Elena was like, we should probably get supplies. Her and the machine did that, and then the machine split off to go hunting to get meat while she got water. She failed terribly at trying to separate Madre and water. That's
Okay.
I'll be honest.
I think
Continue.
you're missing out something very important that happened, though.
Continuing. So they repaired the ship after some drama ensued, because Elena apparently she didn't know this, but in the village it's custom for the women to present the men with a piece of jewelry and that's basically. And you know, they're like, ooh, you know, because they thought that that's proposing to Cedric's character, Othello, which that is not the case at all. But anyways, so drama ensued from that. They repaired the ship's core, had a liftoff, and then they went to find the Ancients, which are like these really powerful, like, spiritual animal things, basically. They found the Ancients. They're a bird, an owl, snake, and a giant wolf. We had a quick little session where we each took it to different animals and our characters, and we role played and we got them on our side.
Most of them.
Yeah, most.
Oh, which ones didn't?
The owl.
Wow.
Hoot hoot, motherfucker!
Anyways, so
Motherfucker, I ate your baby.
they were going to return to the weird village where the chieftain and his people were, and that's when a gigantic flash of light just emanated throughout the sky. Wait,
I have
Wait.
music for this.
okay, just 1 second. Flashed throughout the sky, is followed by a sonic boom. This sort of like almost like a meteorite was seen plunging from the sky at incredible speeds. It's so fast, so violent actually, that it rocked the ship mid-air, causing it to sort of like jostle. Causing it to sort of like jostle, and then last thing they saw was this apparent meteorite slamming into the weird village, and that's where we're going to come in now. Val, have we been recording this whole time, by the way?
Who?
Have
Have
we been?
you been recording this entire time?
Yeah, I just didn't hear what you said too clearly.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, we're definitely so they don't have to sit there for like an hour almost. Anyways,
So, just real quick, am I like tied up in the village?
no. You
So what
are.
am I doing?
All right. I'll tell you what happened to you guys. Demise, your character was pretty much unconscious for this whole time while they were treating the burn on your leg.
Oh
I'm just gonna say. Wait.
What?
Wait.
Sorry.
I'm just going to say that they kept you unconscious during this time, and they basically just healed your leg as best they could. You were taken onto the ship and kept there as they went to see the Ancients. They thought they might be able to, speed up your healing process. That's why, all right? Matt, your character, you're the pilot, obviously, so you were actually piloting the ship. I've just been NPCing your character past few sessions. If you have any questions, either of you, I can go ahead and answer them right now, real quick.
I think we should just fill in the blanks as we go.
Okay. All right.
I
Anything
think If anything,
Anything on your end, Demise?
Not really.
All right. In that case, if you guys want to go ahead and hop into this
Say-
room,
Would they get Would they still get experience or no?
we can talk about that after the session.
No, I mean from last session.
I know, we can talk about that after the session.
Okay.
All right. If you guys want to go ahead, it's completely optional. If you just want to hop in that room or not, it's completely up to you. I do have a piece of music to go with this current scene. All right.
I'm not inside, but I am inside at the same time.
And in that case, we can go ahead and begin. So, you watch as this flash of light lights up the night in the desert as you're going back towards the weird village. It slams into the earth, and it just rings your ears. It's just completely deafening, the sound that this meteorite slamming into the village makes. Elena, yeah, you come down, and you realize that things aren't looking too good for the village. Like, that was an absolutely massive explosion. Matt, you're bringing the ship into the village, and you come down for a landing. What does everybody do?
Elena's gonna wait. So the ship's landed.
Yes.
Elena's gonna immediately ship and just run towards the village. She is looking quite panicked at the moment.
You run into the village, and I'll say, like, any of you that came off of the ship. I don't know who all did.
Oh,
but-
hold on. I do have actually one quick question. Am I still unconscious?
No. You were woken up by the loud-ass explosion just now.
Yes.
And am I in like an infirmary or something? Where am I in regards to the rest of the ship?
I
You
would say a
are...
room.
You're recognize this as the ship that you came in on.
All right, I got you. All right, continue.
Okay. And your heart just sinks, Elena. You look all around you, and the bodies of all of the, what's left of them anyways, just bits and pieces, really, from this explosion, just littering the ground around you. You see one in particular, and you can tell me how you react to this. You see your grandfather, the chieftain. He's missing an arm and a leg. His body is just gnarled and twisted from the force of this explosion. He's very clearly dead.
Gonna run over immediately
All right.
and just kind of shake him just to see if he actually is dead or not. Just because
I got you. You go over and you shake his. Of course he does not respond, and you notice his eyes. The glow in them is gone.
I'm gonna see if I can find the necklace he was wearing.
You find it. It's still around his body.
So she's just she's taking it to remember him by, basically.
Okay. How did the rest of you respond to this tragedy that's happened?
Okay. You go
Kedi
first.
Kedi wakes up from this loud boom. His head hurts and he's just getting up like, what the hell was that? What's going on? And he's looking around and I see that the room is sorry I'm switching from third to first. I felt like it was more immersive. But
That's fine.
I look around the room and I notice it. It looks like the same ship, but I don't know how I got here or what the hell is going on. So I jump out of the bed
No.
and my ass hurts. But I jump out of the bed just to go to, I guess, the top of the ship or however this ship works on.
All right. You return to the top of the deck of the ship, and you see people just scrambling about, and you look down, over the. I'll just pause this now. You look down over the side of the ship, and you can see that something is happening. You're not exactly sure what, but it looks like there was a big fucking explosion, and you can just all of these dead people, just their bodies strewn about, some of them in pieces even, from whatever happened here. And you can see other people like running around, like trying to see if there's any survivors, presumably.
Alright, he decides to just, well, god damn it. Alright, decides to watch from a distance and basically just see what's going on with everybody else. Like, try to figure out what happened and who's doing what.
Okay.
Elena particularly isn't crying her eyes out, just looking at a crispy corpse.
Gotcha. Okay.
First.
Anybody else doing anything
Yes.
during this time?
Yeah, I am also in the ship, and I'm basically just securing things for when we have to inevitably leave.
Gotcha. Okay. What about Othello? What is Othello doing?
He has this wide-eyed look of shock, not saying anything, not really another reaction than just this empty blank stare into the village.
Okay.
By the way, where's B at?
B is... She's down below. She very quickly just got off the ship, and she's just...
I'm guessing she got off right when Elena got off.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just like, oh shit. Oh no.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, what's up, Machine?
Okay, can I go back like 5 minutes before this thing like went off and the explosion happened?
Sure.
Alright, well my character's in like the canteen or wherever is the closest thing to being a bar in this.
Okay. The
He's-
kitchen.
Okay, and there's like how many people there probably there? Like, it's off hours, so there's people there, right?
Maybe, like, a few people, yeah. Most of the people are up on the deck pretty much at this point still.
Alright, well, my character's there, he's drinking. You know, there's other people there, and he starts to sing this song.
Let's see what we got here.
Why not put it in the watch together?
I have no idea how to do
Following
that.
content has been identified by the YouTube community as inappropriate or offensive to some... What the fuck?
What?
I understand. Oh, that's the new fucking censoring shit.
Oh, that's bullshit.
Yeah, it's only racist when white people do it.
When the fuck did this happen?
I don't know. It's Ian Stewart, that's probably why. It's a cover by other people, though, so... It's Behind Blue Eyes.
You can
Never
still
heard this.
watch the video, but I'm pretty sure that video is demonetized at this point.
That doesn't matter. The dude's been dead for years. Yeah, because of a car accident.
That's terrible.
Yeah, it tends to happen to a lot of rock bands. That's with a K, I think? No, wait. A... Yeah, no, Rack. That's what it's called.
Okay, so you're singing that song. That's pretty good. Alright.
And his tinged ability starts to affect other people around him.
What manner exactly? Like, what
They
is-
start
what
to
is it doing?
grow sympathy for him. A strong feeling of sympathy.
Alright, eventually, like, a few minutes pass and you sort of, like, joining in down there with you.
I feel
some
the
of
explosion and get knocked on my ass because I'm drunk.
and then that happens, yes. Anyways, back to the presents.
Yeah.
That happens, though. That happens. Elena, you're and it's just unbelievable that something like this could have happened. But you're cut short. Escalon next to you, and he says, we must leave this place. Soon the enemy will be here.
We will leave when our work here is done. You can hear Othello speak up for the first time since they got here. B?
She's down below with Elena.
Elena's just kind of vague, like just blankly staring at the corpse, just in shock. She doesn't really respond.
Othello.
If you want the visual idea of it, it's basically like all she's hearing right now is kind of like static. You know what I mean? Like
Okay,
she's
I
not
got
really
you.
she's not in
She's
tapped in reality.
She's in like shock. That's fair enough.
Yep.
Okay. Othello, you know, and you get the idea that your pilot knows that it is not safe to be here right now. It's very likely that the Farosians will show up to make sure that they finish the job. So you know that you need to start getting at it now.
They will pay.
So is Peter's kind of comforting Elena at this point, or what?
No, she seems pretty fucked up herself. You know?
This whole time, Kedi has been looking at the situation. He's been scanning to see if there's anything of real value he would be able to snatch up that nobody would notice.
There's pieces of modrite laying around. Pretty big.
Notice?
Sure. Yeah. Make an opposed stealth to Cedric's perception.
I got you. Stealth with this new system. That would be. Oh God! Damn it.
What's that?
I just realized something there, buddy.
What?
We forgot to put stealth anywhere in here.
Seriously?
Just put it under burglary. Put it under burglary. We'll say that's what it falls under.
Huh. I thought it was gonna fall under acrobatics since it's like a physical thing.
No, I'd say it's more sleight of hand.
Nah, it's definitely more closely to
Alright.
thievery. That's what you got,
But
right?
between burglary and burglary though is more like the actual. Alright, would be better under burglary or acrobatics because burglary is more
Burglary.
I would say
Burglary.
like
It has something to do with sleight of hand. So it is more of a skill that is based on cunning instead of actual speed, I think.
He's stealing
The
stuff, so...
acrobatics part was less about speed and more like, for example, when you're really sneaking and you're really moving slowly, there's like a large physical part to stepping really lightly and breathing, like controlling your breathing and your posture from step to step.
Gotcha. So go ahead and give us an ability burglar for that. And
Alright, I got
Cedric, give a perception, and if you have a skill, add it in.
Military.
Sure. Yeah, that works.
Yeah, you've caught people, trying to steal your stuff before you're an officer.
And it's 1d20 plus my other stuff, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
1d20 prop.
Do I
1d20.
get to put in a skill or the stats or both?
Both. Ability plus skill. A skill.
Ability. Okay, that would be a +3.
Alright.
Ah.
Let's see here. Ooh. It's gonna be a close one.
Wow! Alright, yeah, that is really close, actually. So, Kedi, you manage to sneak down in all of the chaos, and you get several large chunks of modrite. And you notice, you find, like, some of these pieces are in like very convenient to carry things like jewelry, for instance. Like you find like it's sort of been crafted into like rings and necklaces. It's real easy to pocket and carry on your person.
Yeah,
How
he just
convenient.
kind of pops in, looks around, sees good stuff, takes it, and heads back to the ship.
Gotcha. All right. Gotcha. I'll say you got you found 4 rings and a necklace.
Got you.
All right.
Wow.
Then you get on the ship. Yeah. What's up?
Othello, he goes down to Alina and B. To bystanders, it might look like he's still in a fit of rage because they didn't hear him, and he might slap the shit out of the two.
They sort of just clear a path. Like they don't really like try to intervene or anything. They just sort of like step out of your way.
Are you standing or sitting or something?
I'd imagine
imagine-
Elena's on her knees looking down at crispy corpse.
B is probably about the same.
I go up behind them, put a shoulders, and with sort of a soft voice say, I am. Strikes me as hard as it does to you, but I think we have to leave. I can't do anything for the others, but I think we can at least give the chieftain a proper burial.
No,
Alina, would you mind help?
real quick. I'm gonna say like. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Would you mind help me with this? And I wait for her to nod or shake her head or something.
Elena kind of snaps out of it, and she's still very clearly crying, but she looks over and she says, "Do we have time for a burial?"
If you just follow my lead, there's more than enough time. And I sort of pull them back a bit, and I would like to basically create a small gust of wind that almost like a tornado going around the chieftain.
Okay.
Or
No, I'll just say it happens.
Alina, you know what to do.
Oh, I see.
Oh no. Do I have to roll for this or no?
No, I'll just say it happens.
I kind of just sluggishly ignite the thing, the whirlwind.
Got you. So, the chieftain is into the air in this tornado. It's just sort of like spinning around for a moment. And then, Elena, you, like you said, sluggishly, you just sort of just light it ablaze, and the body is incinerated in the ashes, scattered on the wind. After that, you very quickly begin to get everybody back onto the ship. Who wants to give me an event roll?
I'll do it. What am I rolling?
What's an event roll though?
So basically, this is to see whether something good or bad happens.
I did
like
it
to leave
for
it
you.
in your hands now.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Before this happens, can I have a moment with B? Gad.
On the ship.
Yeah, on the ship.
So, on the ship. So you very quickly you get all of the survivors, along with your crew, onto the ship, and Matt, you begin to vacate the area as quickly as possible.
All right.
Hey, Led.
Yeah.
On the ship, I'm gonna make sure like no one else is really watching. I'm just gonna kind of go into hug a bee, but as I'm doing it, I'm gonna slip the chieftain's necklace in her hands and just kind of just talk her ear and be like, "You knew him better than you knew him better."
Gotcha. She takes it and she clasps it. All right, we're gonna switch scenes here.
Alright, so am I rolling for the event thing?
No,
I
no, it's already
did.
been done. All right, so Matt, what were you
Yeah.
saying?
Oh no, I wasn't saying.
Oh, I thought you were. Okay.
No, well, so I will just say, since I'm already talking, all I was doing was going around checking major systems, battening down the hatches, making sure we were ready to fly. I was going to I saw everyone pouring onto the ship, so I just got to the helm and got us out of there.
Okay. So Othello,
Hmm?
I think your crew are sort of say what the next part of the plan is. You notice a few of their eyes. I can't speak for the player characters, obviously, but you notice that some of the weirds are like looking at you like, "What now?"
What do?
He looks at them, kind of their faces looking desperately for a reason to go on now, if I understood you correctly.
I think they're more so just looking for like guidance at this point.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. And he looks at Alina and says, "Well, you're the next in line. Anything you want to say?"
Oh no. At this point, she's slightly recovering, but she's still very upset.
I think it's obvious.
She just looks at Othello, and then looks at the weird. We're looking at him, and the words hit her really hard, and then she just feels this heavy burden on her that she's never really felt before, or she's never been a leader or anything. She just kind of, she's kind of standing there for a moment, just trying to think of what to say, and she finally speaks. Her voice having that hint of, like that kind of, what am I trying to say? That hint of sadness in her voice. It says, "Well, I guess you're all gonna ship with us now."
That's a lot of motherfuckers on the ship.
I'm gonna say you guys have about a dozen of the weirds from the village. So altogether, it's about a little bit shorter than 20 people. Actually, no, it would be about 20 people with Wilhelm and Escalon. So yeah.
I think it's
Othello
obvious.
puts a hand.
Oh, go ahead.
Hmm?
No, go ahead.
Othello puts a hand on Alina's shoulder, assuring her that he will help her. He had the burden of having to lead people even before he was an officer, because it was basically embedded into his mind and education. Nods.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Nods to her
Still-
and speaks to the weird. Not to be for translation.
Okay.
You cut off, by the way. Oh, by the way, I also look at B after Othello says that and say, like, I guess that means you're my assistant?
You could say that. He looks at the weirds and says, "Well, after what happened, I think I'm going to give you all a choice."
Okay,
One
I
second.
think. Yeah,
So Machine is gonna step in and interject here. What do you say, Machine?
I think it's obvious what we must do, and this is very clear, and I want you to translate this B to them very clearly. We are going to get revenge for every one of their lives, and double that. We are going to kill every one of the Farsos who's done this.
Hey,
Yeah.
they are not soldiers. You don't have to forget they were not trained for loss.
Who was?
and
Yeah,
he
he just
said,
cuts you
I'm
off.
going to give you all a choice.
Oh, yeah.
You can either look for a new place to settle down here in the underworld, but let me say you this: they will not stop. They will search, and they will try to claim this land as their own. So let me ask you this: are you willing to fight?
Okay. B translates this. Cedric, give me a presence and skill roll relating to inspiration, if you have.
Oh yeah.
Should I make a
+2
roll?
and
Yeah, what's up, Machine?
Should I make a roll?
Yeah, you can as well.
Okay, what would it be?
Presence plus anything relating to.
okay,
Inspiration.
I get a +4. I put leadership in there.
Oh,
Okay.
wait, I got an idea. Can my tinge ability help me here?
Yes, it can.
Ah, okay. So what would that be for you for that then?
If you're using your tinge,
Yeah.
add in 3.
Oh man, I got an 8.
Watch and I become the leader. I become the leader. They love me.
Then, as you're speaking, Cedric, as you go to, have this really inspirational speech, you seem sort of just drowned out by the machine, and like they seem to be like really getting into a fit of it with machine. Like they seem like
What?
they're just out for blood at this point.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on.
Uh.
Okay, better.
Okay, so they seem to just be out for blood, and actually, Othello, you notice yourself starting to be sort of affected by this. Like you're just getting, on top of the rage that you probably feel for being talked over like this by machine. Like you just really start to feel inexplicably angry, like much more angry than you usually are, say, which is saying something, to say the least.
Yeah, and you also find my words inspiring, even though you really shouldn't.
Motherfucker.
Let me ask you a question.
Hello?
This conversation is happening. Is it close enough to the helm where I am for me
Yes.
to hear it?
He's also
Yeah,
yelling
it's,
really
it's
loud because he's drunk.
It's taking place. It's taking place on the deck of the ship. Yes.
Is it close enough to where I'm affected by the tinged ability?
Maybe.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay.
The whole ship's gonna go riled.
Yeah. So you're feeling pretty
Damn.
pretty angry as well.
I'm good at holding it together.
All right.
Yeah, the words just stick to you for some reason. You just, yeah.
All right. Anyways, continuing on. B tells you, Othello. She actually announces this to the whole of the ship. Perhaps even sort of stepping up to be a leader of her own, almost. And she tells it in her tongue, and then she says back to these non-native speakers here. There's another village of weirds, not too far from here. We can go to them, explain what has happened, and get their help.
I look at B and I say, are they on good terms with you
I
or
don't-
anyone else?
I don't know. Are they on good terms? Let's find out. Not particularly. Like, they're not at war or anything at the moment, but they have had some problems in the past, just territorial disputes. So you're not sure how you're going to be welcomed.
He tries to gain his composure, failing at least a bit at that. Still his whole body is basically trembling with his hate for the Farosians, even more now than before. Pilot,
Yes, sir.
take B to the helm and let her give you the the course to the next weird village.
Aye.
All right. So, B guides you to the southernmost area of the underworld. It takes you a few hours to get there, and eventually you come across another weird village. You can clearly see this one. It's easy to spot from the air. It's not shielded by the woods. It's actually just outside of a sort of like a hilly area, very hilly area. And you can see them gathered around outside, down below. B says to you, you should probably stay a bit above. I'm not sure how they will react to us if we go try and land. They might attack us.
I look at B and I say, should I go with you?
Yes, I think that would be wise.
I think it'd be best if I went.
I'm going to come as well.
I think you could stay here. These guys look like they're about to riot.
It might not. I don't mean this in the wrong way, Othello, but they might not take your presence very well.
Considering what just crash landed in another place, they can only assume that it was from Scalander.
So, anyways,
Right.
you, I'm trying to think here. Because I can see, Elena and B getting down there rather easily, you know, being able to do their
Walk
thing
on
with
air.
do their thing with the elements.
Woohoo.
But I'm wondering, Machine, how are you gonna get down there if you want to go?
Okay, I can think of like a few ways, but only like one or two are good ideas.
Get a bed sheet, cut some holes, and make a parachute.
Well, first off, I do have a flight kit, but my character's drunk.
Yeah, might not be the best idea there.
Well, he's gonna get down there no matter what. That's for sure.
I would say being drunk is a -1 to ability.
Oh, it's more than that. But
I
okay.
think he's like almost like slammed.
Like he is slathered
Okay, that
drunk.
would be -2.
Yeah. Alright, so and let's see here. Which way do you think would be like the most cool way for him to go down? Like, is there a puddle down there or something?
No, it's just hills, pretty much.
Okay, he's gonna. Is there like a long rope nearby or something?
I mean, yeah, there is. There's ropes like hanging off the side of the ship and stuff, I'd say.
Okay, maybe he tries to bungee jump down there.
Well, I could help.
Oh, you could push him if you want.
Does he? If he does sort of a paragliding move where he just fans himself out as much as possible, can I produce enough updraft to get him at least not to break his every bone when he lands?
You can try. This will be a cooperative maneuver, I'll say.
Okay, he's
Okay,
gonna tie himself to the boat and to his waist, and says, "I'm ready."
Oh no.
Well then, good luck. And as he says, he pushes him off.
Okay,
Alright,
so how do we roll
so-
this?
Alright, do an ability roll for you, Machine. And then, Othello, you do an ability, and if you have anything relating to your magic,
Wind creation,
there you go.
my new skill.
Let's say.
6.
Oof. Oof.
He doesn't die, I don't think. That's like a 15 total.
Alright, so here's what happened.
Can I put some potential behind it, maybe?
Sure. How much potential do you want to?
I'm gonna say. Let me.
You have a
think.
thing that regens your potential, so.
I'm gonna go with putting 15 points in.
Seriously?
I'm gonna put 15 points. Okay, so that'll
So
bring
we
you.
end up on a. So together we end up on a straight 20.
Okay. You, Machine, you initially think that Cedric has literally tried to kill you. Like, you're like, probably freaking the fuck out at this point.
No, he's too drunk to freak out.
He's just like, if this is how I die, this is how I die. Anyways,
The ground's getting close. The ground's getting faster than usual.
anyway,
Wow.
so you you're falling like a stone, and then you feel lighter all of a sudden, and you sort of just slow fall to the ground. Othello,
Yes.
you've created a new technique,
Oh
Slow
boy.
fall?
a new maneuver. It's
Feather
not a
fall.
cooperative or anything. It's just slow fall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I basically wanted to create wind below him that basically pushes his fall lighter. So he would probably feel like a jet turbine is being blown into his face.
And he does a hero landing, which really hurts his knees.
No, don't do the hero landing. Stop.
Okay, so regardless of that, the three of you get down to the weird village, and they immediately run up to you, weapons in hand. This particular tribe does not seem to be as savvy, technologically speaking. They seem to be using more primitive weapons, bows and arrows, and things of that nature, as opposed to the last tribe's actual weaponry.
Just for purpose to know, stone or
They have metal tips. They do
what?
for their
come again?
arrows. Metal.
I'm guessing they have
Metal.
Madrite tips, because, weird.
Actually, yeah, they do. They have Madrite tipped arrows. Yes.
Just crystal?
Yeah, it's like a piece of Madrite, and it's shaped into a arrowhead.
It's like an arrowhead, but
Are they
Okay.
impressed by what I did, or just, like, not amused?
They are somewhat impressed. They seem hesitant. They haven't killed you immediately.
Ah.
I mean, they're probably impressed by how much damage your niche just took, but
Ah.
One of them, it speaks, and B begins to, explain why they're here. You assume either that or she is very, very deftly insulting them. But anyways, you assume she's explaining what is happening, and she points up to the ship, and she says something, and you assume it's her explaining that they are friendly. The weirds, they look at one another, they look to B, they look to the ship, and then they sort of just gesture for you to follow them. B says that it's safe to land, but that nobody is to exit the ship.
Captain,
Okay.
bring us down.
So, yes, I look for the best, clearest spot and bring it on down.
All right, so Othello waves you down, signaling that it's. Oh, actually, no, it would be B that waves you down, signaling that it's safe to come down. Othello gives the order, and you bring the ship down close enough to the ground. B then explains to you after she gets back on the ship that they want to speak to. They want to speak to her and Lena and the machine, and that you guys are to remain here and not exit the ship.
I give him a salute.
No, that is terrible. Terrible.
what?
Don't ever play that again. Oh my god.
Do
Why
what?
don't you like the Black Mage Village?
Anyways, going on.
Yeah.
So, Machine, B, and Elena, you're brought into the village.
Hello.
Yeah.
Good.
And anyways, you're brought before presumably what you assume to be the chieftain of this village. He is a much younger fellow. He appears maybe only to be in his 30s or so, much younger than chieftain of your tribe was. He looks to be, and he looks to be. Fuck. Give me 1 second. I am really starting to feel the tiredness right now, and I don't know why. 1 second. Just gotta.
Smash up some pills and snort. I mean, I understand.
Get up and stretch a little bit.
No, I got the 5-hour energy, bro.
This
Oh,
music
those don't
better?
work.
No, really, get up and stretch.
Drink some water.
Yeah, just walk around for like a minute or two.
There we go.
No, lad, for real. Just, like,
No, it's
just
fine.
Get up and stretch.
Continue. He talks to you for a moment, and he seems almost like he's being really sarcastic. And then B says something, and he just goes really quiet. He gets up, he lowers his head slightly, and bows a bit. And then he sits back down, and he sort of like goes with his hand, almost as if gesturing for B to continue with her story. Seems to be deep in contemplation about what is happening.
Yeah, you gonna explain what they're saying, or are they speaking my language and I'm too drunk?
I'm telling him what happened to him. So she gets through the story, rather hard on her, it seems. But she gets through the story. And the other village chief, he replies back, and B translates, he says he'll help us. He also says, though, that recently the amount of mining taking place in the hills has escalated dramatically. They've been bringing down more and more ships lately. More and more people. Just sort of like strip mining the hills. The Madrite located there.
What kind of ships were
Can
they?
Elena and she says that that's to be expected. They're probably the culprits of. They're probably the culprits. What am I trying to say? Probably the very people who bombarded our village. I'm guessing they're taking what they can from this land, trying to gain more of an advantage.
Gotcha. Anyways, at the question of what kind of ships, B translates and she asks, and he describes the appearances of various different kinds of ships. And she translates back to you. It seems that they're using both Gaius and Farosian ships.
I shake my head a little bit and I say that's to be expected as well. They've probably taken over Gaius at this point.
He explains
using their ships as well as their own.
He explains also that something else has changed too. They seem to be relying on slave labor to get this operation done.
I ask, who are they using as slaves?
He replies, it's really odd. He seems like very surprised about it, as he's explaining it to B. And B replies, they're using people from up there.
That character describes sort of what the character describes the people of Far Sand, or whatever it's called.
Sandfalls?
Yeah, Sandfalls. I get them mixed up. Yeah, describe them, like what the people would look like from there, and see if it matches the description of the slaves.
She translates, and she replies a moment later. A few of them, yes, actually, do seem to be from that area.
I kind of contemplate for a little bit, and I say, well, I assure you why. I have a great interest in stopping this. They killed my grandfather, and now I don't want them doing anything else as terrible as they did before.
I also describe what...
B,
Oh, go ahead.
B looks at you. Are you sure you want to let them know that you're the chief's daughter? Might not be the wisest thing.
I look at her and say, why would that be unwise?
No. Don't tell this to anybody, but, well, Chief kind of got into a fight with, his grandfather. And, well, it didn't really end too well for him.
I nod. I'm like, well, we can keep it on the down low for now then.
Alright. We're going to take a quick 5-minute break here, and then we're going to come back and we're going to fast forward a little bit. I'll be right back.
Okay, I'm going to go stretch and walk.
Oh, I was kind of hoping to get some more info.
Oh, that's fine. We can totally do that. I just got to go.
Okay. Because I'm thinking my character can start a slave revolt.
Yeah.
Because, you know, he's been a slave before.
Yeah.
What was that in Avatar?
What?
Hey, that didn't hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, aren't you angry? Yes. And to throw a fit? My old self would, but in here I learned to control myself. Hey, I know this guy. Do you know how to start a revolt? A revolt? I do that easily. Grabs some random guy, shakes him up and down above his head. We're going on the barricades!
Also, my character is like one of the higher-ish rankings of a rebel organization. Yeah, I assume most of them are probably dead by this point. And he's got underworld.
Wait, hold on.
Fame.
What is your character like? What am I trying to ask here? Why does the machine care about any of this?
Because the machine hates communists. He's an ideologue.
Gotcha.
So he wants to, like, end all the slavery, all the bullshit, and get, you know, Farso back under normal rule at least. He's also an anarch and pretty stupid. Like, not like stupid, but like unintelligent. Like, he did not learn anything.
I mean, he's got to be somewhat smart to be ahead of, you know, a rebel organization.
Oh, he isn't
like
the head. He's just a high ranking. They use him to kill people.
Oh, gotcha.
He's a tool. Oh, sorry, I cut you off there, Lo. I got a bit of a ping here.
Oh, yeah. I can still hear you, though.
You can hear me, it's just there's a delay from when I talk to when you hear it.
Huh.
So I accidentally
Weird.
start cutting people off by accident. I got no packet. Oh, go ahead.
I was saying it got real quiet in here all of a sudden.
Yeah. I got no packet loss, though, so I should be coming out fine. Then I've been drinking coffee. So how's your day going?
It's going interestingly. I was gonna go to practice earlier, but Like nobody showed up. It's usually like 30 people.
Practice
Other
for.
than that, an open mat for grappling, like jiu-jitsu and wrestling.
Oh, nice.
Falling
Yeah, man. Highly recommend it.
I don't know.
It's like
I'd have to get in like shape, wouldn't I?
it's
So
like
guys,
Soldier boy.
so guys,
like a
my,
very-
my chair broke.
that's a-
that sucks. I've had that
Well,
happen
the back
before.
of it like snapped off. The
Yeah.
middle at the bottom where it's connected, like just end of an hinge.
That happens to me a lot.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like a very physical puzzle because there's a lot of thinking elements to grappling, especially jiu-jitsu. Like there is strength, but it can trying to outthink your opponent a lot of.
So is that harder or easier than that Brazilian thing people talk about?
What Brazilian thing? Brazilian jiu-jitsu?
Or whatever it's called.
Oh yeah, that's pretty much what everybody.
The breakdance fighting.
Capoeira?
Breakdance fighting.
I don't know.
Breakdance fighting.
Hey, what song is that? I said, well, I said, what song is that?
Alright,
What's it called?
I always wanted to try chess boxing. That seems fun.
Wow, music on a recording or a YouTube thing. That's great. You know,
Who
copyright,
cares?
right?
Who cares?
It's like some high dudes.
Who cares?
You're not gonna get
Alright,
AdSense on this anyway.
No. Well, they'll take down a video if there's any semblance of music on there.
Actually,
Really?
you're allowed
Oh.
4 seconds.
I thought you guys would cut out like the parts where we're taking a break.
Oh, I don't bother, but, you know, if Cedric wanted to, or what, not Cedric, Lied wanted to do it, you could cut it out. I'm not editing this. I just clean it up a little.
Yeah.
Huh.
Like, you know, because editing takes, like, you know, time because you have to, like, rewatch it.
I feel you, but at the same time, I feel like editing out just the for the people watching this, they want to hear us ramble about absolutely nothing for like 10 to 15 minutes.
I don't
Probably.
I don't know, is there anyone watching this?
I mean,
Alright, I'm back. Who's all here?
Gonna beat a lad when he gets back.
I actually got my pen and paper community to look at it.
Look at what?
At us.
At us. Oh,
Fork.
Holy shit.
you feel
Hey,
it? Ah, damn. Alright, calm down, guys. Yeah, I just walked to and from the store while we were on that break.
really? Holy shit, wasn't that long, right?
No, it was.
Nah, but the store is like, it was a good amount of time, but the store is right around the corner from my house.
Oh, okay. Anyways, are we ready to go then?
Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and, Machine, what else did you want to do during this scene? And then we're gonna skip to the future. So we
Yeah,
get
I
everybody else
wanted to
back
get
in.
more of an idea of what the demographic of the slaves was.
Okay. Holy shit, did you just rip one, Tobias?
That's my squeaky ass front door. At
Bro,
least I'm-
last time it sounded like a cow. This time it sounds like somebody fucking ripped one. What the fuck is up with your front door?
You know, I'm German. I shouldn't complain, but this is some deadly gas you passed in.
Oh god.
Alright, demonetization. Man,
Yeah, anyways, continuing on.
You cut the.
Continuing on. So, you ask for, you know, who more is on the, and it seems like it's all sorts of different people that are working on this project. They have some weirds in there. They have some people from Sand Falls, Farosian, Gigayan. They just have a whole wide range of different sorts of people present within this camp. It strikes you, Machine, that if you were to be able to, they would most likely join in on your side.
I I kind of, as that's being translated back, I ask the question. I say, where exactly is the mining going on?
Further to the south of here.
I nod and I nod. Think for a moment.
B translates though. We, obviously, we probably have air power, Elena, but that the ships are going to be a bit of a problem. They have air superiority. We only have one of us, one ship, and they have. She looks back over, presumably asking how many, and he says, a number back, obviously, and B looks to you and she says they have about 20 or so ships to our one.
They have how many?
About 20.
Oh, I thought you said 2.
I nod again. I look a little bit unsure of how to continue. I speak anyways.
Okay, we need. Oh, go. Go ahead.
Hold on.
Elena, you there?
Didn't mean to cut you off. I thought you were done.
No, I'm good. Okay, no.
Oh.
People were talking in the background. After processing, can you hear that?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Alright, after processing that. After processing that, she kind of looks at the chief and says, "Is there any location where it isn't being observed by multiple ships?"
He shakes his head at your question after he translates it. They seem to be watching it like a hound.
I ponder for a moment and I say, "Can we get the ancients to help us out on this?"
B says to you, well, 3 of them did agree to help us, and I don't see how else we would have a chance.
And somewhere in the distance, you hear a faint sneeze. Sounds kind of snaky.
I think that what we should do is we should
hijack the brigade's ship.
I look at B and I say, we should probably deal with the mining situation, get the agents' help before go up again.
I think that whatever we should do, whatever our next move should be, we should go back up and talk to the others. It's more heads, more ideas, all right?
More heads, more trouble.
I look at B after that. I remember what it said about what the mining was doing, right?
Huh? What is it?
Elena looks at her and says, "I remember I remember what my grandfather said about what the mining was doing. We should probably try and stop the mining before we go back up.
Absolutely.
Before something terrible happens."
Okay, so we're going to fast forward then. Back onto the ship. So, everybody on the ship, that includes literally everybody, you have been gathered to the deck. The situation has been explained to you. B has related all of the details. So, you can go ahead and you can discuss this in character. Go ahead.
Alright, I kind of bring up the idea of, we're all at the helm or something.
You are on the main deck.
Okay, I kind of look at everyone. I'm guessing I'm standing beside Othello and B at this point.
Yes.
And I say, I think as our next course of action, we should go convene with the Ancients again and have them assist us in dealing with the mining operations.
I say we go in headstrong, take the prisoners, lead a revolt, and kill all of the communists, all in one fell swoop, and go straight for their high command.
So, we're going against 20 ships with this ship.
No, we're going against one ship with no ship.
What?
I shake my head and I say, if we convene with the Ancients and get their help, it'll be a lot easier. The Ancients are very powerful beings. I look at him, Kedi, and I say, you remember the bird, don't you?
What is this about a bird and a snake and shit you guys are talking about? Were you on drugs or something?
I'm waiting for Kedi to respond. Kedi.
Okay, so you just ignore his
didn't know-
stupidity. Okay.
Got you. Didn't know you were talking to me, but yeah, it's kind of hard to forget something like that.
I said that was one of the Ancients. There's 3 more that can help us. If we have their help, with our forces, we should be able to stop that mining operation.
Escalon steps in at this moment, and he says that this is imperative for our victory. We need to seize as many of those ships as possible and bring them under our control.
Kedi kind of speaks up and says, hey, this isn't usually my thing. I don't really care about saving people, but if you're planning on busting in there, no matter who you have with you, you might want to do some type of information gathering first. At least know what you're getting into.
Are you volunteering to go in?
Well,
You wouldn't be
I
going
think
in
it would be
alone.
yeah, I think it would be better for me than going to meet these other monstrosities they're trying to meet up with.
Splitting the party. I like it. Okay.
Always a bad idea.
Always a good idea. What are you talking about?
Very well. Wilhelm, he speaks up as well. He's like, well, listen, guys. I'm all for going in guns blazing, but is this? I don't think that we should just go in there. I think that guy over here, he gestures to Kedi, has the right idea. We should really try and get an idea of what exactly we're going up against, up close and personal.
I nod, I look over to Wilhelm and I nod and I say, I agree with you, but some of us still have to go talk with the Ancient.
Yeah, how well did that go last time anyway? Didn't one of them disagree with you? And think you were stupid or something?
Can't. Yeah, what am I trying to say?
Words.
No. I'm having a hard time saying words.
Words.
I look over and I say, well, can't make everyone happy.
Very well. Here's what we shall do. Escalon, explain.
I believe that. Okay, I believe that out of all of us that should go checking this place out, we really don't need that many people. Maybe 2 or 3. And I don't necessarily trust any of you guys more, but I think Machine and me have a little bit more in common in this area, expertise.
Yeah, we're both from the same locale. We've seen the same people before.
Here is what we shall do. Some of us will go. We will ask for the Ancients' aid. The others will go and scout out this mining operation. Are we in agreement?
However, I do
I
have one
nod.
thing I should say, though. I feel as though I might be able to convince them.
I think that it's wise for you to go with Kedi, Scout.
Yeah,
You do trust my judgment after all.
I know,
You may
but it's
know
worth
that.
considering. I mean, I have been seemingly getting a lot more charismatic lately.
Elena just looks at the machine. Says, "Look, it's better if you go along with them, because, as he said, you have expertise in that field,
Okay.
and the ancients already agreed to help us."
Yes, 2 out of whatever. Or whatever.
Okay, so real quick, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have a bit of an intermission scene here. So, Escalon, he asks for Kedi and Matt. What was your character's name? Yuri? Was that right?
Yeah.
Hurry.
Yeah.
Hey,
He asks
Yuri's
for
sister.
He asked for Kedi and Yuri to go with him for one moment and speak with him in private. Just a moment.
Okay.
He brings you down to the innards of the ship. I have a deal to make with both of you.
I just raised my right eyebrow.
Deal with the devil, you
Okay.
say.
Kedi raises the left one.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh. It seems you two are in sync with one another then.
It's as if I have known him from a past time that I cannot remember.
Oh my god. Okay, anyways.
I just say deal.
That's correct. You may have noticed a change recently with the machine. I've granted him a power, and I seek to grant both of you a similar power. It'll be necessary for...
I look over. towards,
Is Kedi gonna get treasure vision? That'd be great.
Wait, they took me, right? I'm not just interrupting, am I?
No, he didn't take you with him.
Oh shit, never mind, sorry.
Yeah, and Kedi.
I'll mute myself so I don't do that again.
Okay. It will be necessary, I believe, for you two to have this ability.
I just
But-
Alright.
But it is not without its dangers. You must use it sparingly, only when you absolutely must. And I cannot force this upon you. It has to be something that you want.
Alright, so, what is it?
I nod my head up and down a bunch of times.
It's like, yeah, okay.
I'm like, yeah, what is it exactly?
It is similar in some ways to the powers of a weird, but it is, in others, very different. You won't be able to bend the elements to your will. It is a power all your own, unlike any other. I can't say for certain what exactly
Really?
awaken within the both of you, but you'll be able to do things that you weren't able to do before, such as this, for example. And he raises his hand, and you feel something sort of like brush past you, the both of you, and you look behind, and you see far in the back this plate just raise into the air, and it sort of like floats between the two of you, and Escalon clasps it in his hands.
As soon as Kedi sees that, immediately in his mind, he's like, I'm a magic thief now, bitch.
I'm a magical. Wait, are you gonna have treasure vision?
No, go
Is
for invisibility.
Is everything worth of value in the world just gonna be
What?
glowing?
1 second. So, what do you say then?
That's a hell yes from me.
Hell yeah.
And you then?
I'm
Pilots?
I'm looking back and forth between the both of them. Call me skeptical. There's got to be some kind of detriment. Am I right?
That is correct. If you use this power with reckless abandon, then it will consume you, and you'll lose yourself. But
I
if you
kind
are
of like
careful,
gulp.
if you're careful, if you use it sparingly, then you will be fine.
I don't know if I'm okay with that.
Could you define recklessly?
I
Just-
couldn't help.
If you can solve a problem without having to rely on this power, then you should do so. But if you're ever caught in a situation that you can't get out of in any other way, then you should use this. You can do extraordinary, incredible things. For instance, he backs up a few feet. Right? Shoot.
What?
Take out your weapon and shoot. At
Could
me.
he takes his gun out and aims it at him, and he just looks at him like, you sure about this?
He sort of shrugs. What's the worst that can happen?
Goody.
He pulls the trigger.
Alright, you pull the trigger back on your weapon, and the bullet flies out, and then there's just this high-pitched as the bullet just, almost like it's like, sort of like drilling into something in front of Escalon, and then it just sort of spins midair as it's sort of just caught against this invisible surface. And then it just, after a moment, just clings to the ground of the ship.
Kitty just looks extremely impressed.
I turn toward Khadeed and I'm like, that could be useful.
Kadi is like in his mind. So now I'm a magical thief and I'm bulletproof. I don't
Not-
see the downside to
Not
this.
proof. Depending on the
Oh.
caliber of the weapon, certain ones might be able to penetrate such defense, but against the majority of things, you should be alright.
Okay,
Khadeed.
so what do we have to do? Drink goat's blood? Dance in a circle?
Not at all.
Jump off the airship?
If it involves being on my knees, I ain't doing it.
I shake my
Oh.
head.
He looks at and he jokes, being on your knees, I would be more worried about being on your back as you were for so long.
Well, fuck you too, buddy. So I got-
I'm joking with you, obviously. They didn't. Probably.
he rubs his ass lightly.
Anyways, no. The process is very simple. All you have to do is swear to trust my word.
No. Now I'm incredibly trepidatious.
Yeah, this is starting to sound like a scam to me. I don't know about that one.
Have I led
Yeah.
you astray thus far?
I mean, I've known you for like a couple of hours all put together.
And that's fair enough. We've only been together for a short time, but if I must remind you, it is because of me that you were set free from prison. He turns to the pilot. It's because of me that you were able to escape from the Fairdland intact. I have nothing but your best interests at heart. I assure you.
Yeah, I highly doubt that, but I will give you that this power is a cool one, so I think this might be an opportunity too good for me to pass up.
it's one thing to lend your fealty to a creed or an organization that you trust, but I'm not doing it for a man.
He looks to you, but you would allow yourself to willingly be conscripted into an organization.
I just shake my head. Yes.
And yet when I offer you a choice, then it becomes a problem. How hypocritical.
I don't see it that way, sir.
It is your choice if you do not wish for this power.
I'm not exactly sure how this power works exactly, but is it possible to take 2 shares of it? Because if he doesn't want his, just want to let you know.
Sadly not. So then, do we have a deal? He outstretches his hand towards you, Kedi.
Kedi, slowly, he looks at his hand for a second before extending it more, but sure. What's the worst that could happen?
Alright. You clasp hands for a moment, and then the world just explodes with a whole bunch of new senses. Things that they just seemingly just come out of nowhere. I'm trying to think here. Above you, you can see this sort of like smoke, sort of just almost coming through the floor of the ship above you. And around Escalon, he too is surrounded in this sort of smoke as well. It's odd though. It's in a mix of colors, black and red mostly. And then you notice, indeed, it's around you as well. Do you want to describe what your aura sort of looks like, Kedi?
Not really.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah. I don't have a good idea, so just explain it for me.
Okay, so I'll say it's sort of like a... I'm trying to think here. Sort of like a...
You want me to go and do it?
No, I'm just...
No, okay.
Sort of like a... You know what, go ahead, Machine. You can do it.
Ah, that's what I was waiting for. Okay, so yours is probably like maybe like green. Probably got like maybe a darker tone to it. Maybe I'm thinking, and maybe like it has some like vague symbols in it that look like cash.
I like it. I like it.
Because you're greedy.
More dark purple, but I'll go with it.
Okay, we'll go with that then.
Demias, if you could look at your PMs real quick.
Gotcha. Always trying to slide in my DM.
Yeah, everyone has to, you know.
Well then, we should get back with the others. Continue on.
I'm so freaked out. My face is just describing how incredibly unsettled I am. But yeah,
It's like, this is some devil shit right here. That's what
Yeah,
he's doing.
that's exactly right.
Okay. So,
What's that
seen
dude?
some rituals.
Mephistopheles?
I was thinking more of some Faust kind of shit, but we can go with Mephistopheles, sure.
Nostradamus.
Sure, that too. Yeah. Anyways, so, since we're splitting the party here, who is
By the
going
way-
where?
By the way, Othello just came out of the ship's kitchen. Looks like he has taken a liking into the cooking wine.
Who did?
Of course. So, anyways, since we're splitting the party here, who's going where?
Well, my character's already had it decided for him, so...
Oh, my Mac is muted. No, Elena and V are probably going to talk to the ancients, for sure.
Okay.
I'll come with them.
Okay. Kedi is going to scout ahead, and Matt's going to be driving the ship, so... Yeah.
I guess Kedi would be... I guess he's looking for a machine first to ask him, try to plan out how they're going to attack this thing.
Okay,
Gotcha.
since you see the machine, you see his aura.
Yeah, go ahead and describe that for us.
It's got like a little bit of a crackling to it, but it's like mostly just very, very pale, very
Like,
transparent, teal
it's
blue.
like very transparent. It's got a little bit of a dark gray silver tone to it.
Yeah,
And
yeah, that's basically what
arcs,
teal is.
Like metal hitting other metal, but all silver.
Yeah, that's basically what teal is, right? I forget what colors are.
Othello's
I think teal
aura.
is like a blue-green color.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, Othello's aura is basically like white smoke flowing down on him.
What did I say Elena's aura was?
Yeah, that would be dope. Yours like flows in reverse of everybody else's.
Oh, yeah.
Yours was smoke, if I remember right, Elena. That's all I remember.
No, Elena's was like a really intense fire.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, it's a white fire.
Red.
I thought you
She
said
said
white.
red.
Okay, if you remember, you remember.
No, I said it. I said it. It switched between like the spectrums of fire, basically. The
Anyways.
colors of fire.
If
We're gonna
everybody
go-
could just type that in the general chat for me, I got you.
Okay.
Okay, so anyways, we're going to go with Machine and Kedi first, and then we're going to, at different points, switch back and... No, I'm thinking here. No, we're just going to go with Kedi and Machine real quick for a bit, and then we're going to switch, and then we're just going to say that eventually the other guys will return after talking with the ancients, because you're not really going to have to... They've already agreed to help you, so you aren't going to have to like say, hey, or anything like that. So,
We'll return
Kedi.
at the turn of the tide.
Kedi, Machine, you're in the village below, where the weirds are, and you see your allies ascend into the air and fly off towards the center of the underworld.
I got a question, though, just real quick.
Yeah.
Do any of those weirds, like, try to follow me?
Some of them remain in the village. Yeah.
I mean the ones from the ship that I, like, impressed earlier.
Yes, some of them have followed you.
Oh,
That's
okay.
correct. They can't really understand what you're saying.
But they love it.
But yeah, they're following you.
It's like a fiery map. It's like listening to one of Hitler's speeches. You don't understand a goddamn
Is the
word of
machine
it.
secretly a fashion? Is that why he hates communism so much?
That'd be funny.
I'm just going to drop this here. If he is going to surpass me in my Germany-ness, I'm going to throw a fit.
If so, you'd be beaten by a Slav again.
Oh. Anyways, continuing on. So, what are you guys doing? Real quick.
Okay, well, I'm marching around. I probably got my pistol because I can't really use the rifle right now with the handle burnt to a crisp.
That's
Huh,
right.
I don't know.
Oh, that's right. I remember. So, Kedi, your leg still hurts a bit, but it does feel like much less painful. It's just like a little... And you notice that Machine's hand has been burned.
Worse.
Actually, it's worse than your leg was, in fact.
You ask him
Alright.
about it?
Yeah, I'm not really gonna ask. I don't care.
Oh, okay. You don't care that the guy who saved you has a burn mark.
It happens to everyone.
Alright.
Alright, but he is gonna ask what happened to your rifle, though.
Oh, I can't use it anymore. You need two hands for that, you
should-
know?
Yeah, you might want to leave that somewhere then. not only can you not use it, it's just going to be a hindrance.
Oh, I left it on the ship. I should have mentioned that. Oh,
right.
well.
Gotcha. Just going to retcon that section.
I don't-
Anyway, I'm glad you left that rifle behind. It just would have been a hindrance.
Yeah.
I think you mean a hindrance.
Boom.
Please don't.
Guten Tag.
Alright, so going in here, what's going to be the overall plan? We only have 2 pistols between us, so guns blazing probably isn't the way to go.
Okay. Does any of you speak those guys' languages?
Are you talking to the weirds?
No, I'm talking to everyone who isn't the weirds and asking if they understand their language.
All of
Wait.
the rest of them left.
Well, that's so it's just me and
Who
Duraz?
volunteer with it?
Yeah, it's just you and Kedi. Like all the rest of your party went to rally up the big
Oh,
guns.
okay,
so to
okay.
speak.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Alright.
it'd help if we could
It would have been
understand
nice to have
them.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, these the slaves are from all different areas, so there's a high chance we'll find somebody who speaks our language.
Oh, I speak at least one of those languages. I speak mostly, I think you do too here, the crime talk, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
universe.
Yeah. I mean, only us 2 guys know what slipping in the Jimmy and a pack of Slims is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah. So coming up to this thing, I
And
guess
and you
with
know
this,
what, man, I gotta ask you, did you find any, zoom zooms and wham whams when you were up there? On the ship?
nah, no zoom zooms. I found half a wham, but it was all about those tinkles when I was up there.
Oh man. Do you know what those are, or do I have to tell you?
Oh,
Make
we
up.
know what those.
Ah.
Back on the ship, Othello is putting a hand on his ear. My talking shit sensor is tingling.
It's like code for like contraband and stuff, usually the foods.
So anyways, Kedi, what are you guys gonna do? How you gonna approach this?
Alright.
Alright, so this is the way that I think we should go in there. It was your idea to hijack one of those ships, and to be honest with you, I don't think that's a terrible plan. But
Right.
I wonder how long we have until the rest of our party shows up, though.
For my rough estimate, it's like 2 hours.
Whew, that's nothing.
Yeah, well, I've
Alright.
done quicker, and I hope you have too.
You said what?
I said I've done things, like this quicker, but, I hope you have too.
Yeah, I've done things much quicker, but not less than 30 seconds.
No one has.
Well, I know a few guys, but anyway.
Oh, then they ain't really guys, then, is they? Fist bump.
You see them just nudging each other with elbows and things. But anyway, I think if that's the plan, then what we should probably do is go in just to get a general feel of the place, not try to infiltrate it just yet. Just watch, observe, see what weaknesses there might be, and wait for the rest of them to show up to come up with the rest of the plan.
Okay, but here's really what I gotta ask you. Are you more like a on-hands guy, or are you more a crow man?
I'm more of an on-hands guy.
Okay, so maybe then I should be doing all the spotting then, right?
I mean, you can if you want to, but I think you have a kind of misunderstood understanding of what a good thief is. A lot of it is surveillance.
Yeah, that's
Figuring out how you're
crows
gonna end
work.
up. Yeah, but I actually do the stealing too, so crows work, on hand work.
I know for a fact I can do some sneaking. I mean, I ain't no thief, but it's
I
not
mean,
too.
that's what everybody says, and then they're stepping on every twig in the way.
Oh yeah. Oh, did you hear that?
Yeah, I've heard all 30 of them.
Oh, okay. So you aren't talking about what? Okay, yeah, you were asleep then. Good.
Hmm?
Never mind. It's a callback.
Yeah, Kedi just thinks that he's weird, whatever it is.
You get the feeling there's like a story behind what he just said. So you don't bother to ask.
He doesn't want to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But how close are we to this? How long is this walk anyway?
We should be near there, right?
Well, speaking of walk, as you approach the edge of the village, a few of the weirds, they bring forth these animals, and you notice they have saddles on the back of them. They seem to be like riding wolves.
Oh, kick
So
ass.
you'll be able to get there. You'll be able to get there in no time. One of them gets on the back of it, and he's like, he's trying, because you can't speak the same language. So he's trying to sort of gesture to you how exactly to ride one of these.
Yeah.
Charade.
I kind of just point for him to get on it and show us.
I care if Fury has that can-do attitude. He tries it.
All right, go ahead and give me a roll there, Sheen.
Okay, how much of his alcohol is probably worn off by now?
A good bit. It's going to be intuition plus intelligence.
Oh,
and the
shit.
skills you have.
He does not have those things too well.
Same for you. Intuition, intelligence, and a skill, if you have any.
Oh, wait, wrong one.
Got you. I gotta actually.
Yeah, I gotta boot up my sheet. I don't roll these too often. So what was it? Intellect and what?
Intuition.
Intellect and intuition.
I'm gonna say he's
Yeah,
still
whatever.
at like a -1 for now.
Is it a -1? How do you have a -1?
He's still slightly drunk.
Oh, got you.
Eh. Nope.
What the fuck is that dice roll thing? There it is. All right.
He gets kicked off and eats shit, man.
That was the moment. Wow, fucked up.
Well, he does it all the time. It's just usually not when he's doing cool stuff.
Just a minute, before you roll, Demias. Just so you know, I keep on forgetting to remind people of this. You can spend your potential to increase your roll. Every 30 potential that you sacrifice, do another +1 to the roll.
Got you. All right. Oh no! Hold on.
Oh,
You have to put the you have to do /R.
and no spaces. Are you on a phone?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the problem.
It worked a second ago. That was just me fucking up.
I know, it's just harder.
Oh yeah, it's way fucking harder.
In here,
You
it's
said
like
/R.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice. Simple version. Oh, that's terrible.
Nat 1. All right.
You did the same
So-
as me,
so-
and your character, yeah.
Here's what happens. You critically fail at this.
Oh.
So,
I mean,
It
I got a
seems-
5, so.
yeah, but you rolled a Nat 1, though, so.
Oh yeah, true that.
So here's what happens. This animal, this wolf, it seems to just hate your fucking guts, right? It just slings you off of it with all of its force, right? You tumble, away from it, and you actually it goes in to attack you, and one of the handlers has to actually stop it from doing so. You gain a new detraction.
Damn it. All right.
The detraction is that
Offensive
You are-
to animals.
you are not very liked by animals, so you get a. It's harder to interact with animals. That's what I'm saying.
You're
Gotcha.
offensive to animals.
No, animals are offensive to him.
At the same time.
Don't worry about it. That means you get 1 experience. It's
Does it?
fine. Animals just hate you.
So, yeah, you get a point of experience though for this. Anyways, so here's what I'm going to say. Seeing as how both of you are pretty shit at this, one of the weirds mounts up on his own mount, and he gestures for you to sit on the back. He's going to get as close to this thing as possible, you reckon.
Alright, hopefully you better at this.
Okay. So, for the sake of getting everybody else back into the scene as quickly, here's what I want to do. We're just going to do a single roll for this scene. I want you to describe what it is you want to do, exactly. And then we're going to go from there.
Okay, describe the layout.
Alright, so you're brought up to the mining operation. There's plenty of hills to hide behind, so you both sort of just crawl up onto one of these knolls as you look out over what is occurring. And they have made just tons of progress on this. The land has been just completely just obliterated almost. Many of these hills have been leveled. You can see carts and carts and carts fulls of modrite being taken over to the various different airships and loaded onto it. There is quite a lot of men around here, and the both of you notice something odd, specifically on the slaves. You notice this piercing red aura just enveloped around them. Every single one of them, in fact. And the aura seems to be identical for each person. According to what Escalon has told you, something like this is impossible.
Does it look like anger?
No, it just looks like something might be sort of influencing these people.
I have greater influence.
Wait, hold on. Do both of us see this? I thought he didn't get the power.
Oh, well, I have it.
Yeah, both of you see this.
I've had it for
Oh,
longer.
gosh. Oh, I'm thinking of the other guy. My bad.
Yeah, I'm the one who didn't get it.
Yeah, how
So,
foolish of him.
So lots of enemy soldiers around. You see the airship sort of just hanging in the air, taking on supplies, and you can see the slaves, and they seem to be being influenced by something or someone.
Is this kind of what it looks like?
Actually, do the people kind of guarding them? Is it just the slaves, or do the people guarding them have different auras, or is there anything that stands out from that sea of redness?
Nothing in particular stands out. It's just the sea of red that's enveloping all of the different slaves. The soldiers themselves, the Farosians, do not seem to be affected by this.
What
Is that
do
what it looks like,
the
Glenn?
what do the slave
Yeah,
camps look like?
something along those lines. Yeah,
But with people?
yeah.
What do the slave camps look like?
Because
they have to be pulling these guys somewhere.
they seem very minimal. The presumably where they sleep seems to be very minimalistic. It's just like literally like a pit, and they just go down into it when they're done working for however long they get to go down in there.
Damn, that sounds like a death camp.
Man, I'm telling you guys, as something completely different, Mike Goodwin is turning over in his grave several times because of this party.
What do you mean?
Goodwin's Law. It's like how long discussion takes before it gets back to the topic of Hitler.
I can't help that he was a good spokesman.
I didn't know this was a thing. Goodwin's Law? Is that seriously a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. What the fuck? Okay, anyways. So, go ahead and describe what it is exactly you want to do during the scene. And we're just going to do a single roll. And then we're going to describe how it goes.
Okay.
Alright, so looking at Machine. Alright, so it seems that
you see like a fire in his eyes all of a sudden light up.
Gotcha. This guy's intense. But it seems like if you're looking at what I'm looking at, that something's going on here. It seems like all of these people are under some type of influence. If we could figure out what it is and what the source is, we might be able to make that riot happen a lot easier than we first anticipated.
You got any powers that I don't know
of? Something like that.
You can tell. Go ahead, my bad.
Okay, yeah. I was given a gift of sorts not too long before we left.
Yeah, well, I was given a gift too. Mine allows me to break the chains.
Hmm.
I should be able to
Well,
get them all
how big?
riled up.
Well, trying to rile them up in this phase, or whatever's going on with them, this trance, probably isn't going to be too effective.
I think mine's stronger than theirs.
Let's
So-
see if we can single one out then. If we can capture one and see what happens when you do whatever you do, we
Okay,
might be able to have a...
here's my idea, and you can do whatever you want, but I think you should just use me as a distraction while you get the real intel.
I usually like to go the quiet route.
Yeah, well, you will be quiet and I'll be loud. They won't notice you.
That's true, but they will be more on alert.
No,
And
they
they
will
would
all be
otherwise.
looking at me, not at you.
All right, man. Well, that's a terrible plan, but you seem hell-bent on doing it, so let me see what my best point of entry is then. Does there seem to be any place between where I am now and I guess does there seem to be some type of quarters that's better than the rest, something where like the leaders of this thing would be at?
Yes, there seems to be like a sort of like a command tent where the soldiers and the officers would go and rest.
All right. How well can we see that area?
Fairly well. You can't see inside of it, but the area around it you can see pretty good. There's also just a bunch of like crates and miscellaneous sort of like containers around. Plenty of stuff to hide
Gotcha.
in and around.
All right, so I pointed out to the machine and say, all right, I'm going to sneak over there. That seems to be the center of this location. Once I get over there, I'll just, give you a wave, a thumbs up, something like that, and you do whatever it is that you're planning.
He nods.
So, you're gonna try and sneak in and get intel while he's gonna try and distract everyone?
Effectively. I mean, what I'm gonna do is gonna do more than distract, but yeah. Hopefully.
All
Roll
right.
thy rolls.
Yeah.
Trevor's gonna roll the rolls.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
so-
go ahead and give us a roll, both y'all.
Oh, I kind of want to let him do his thing, and then I'd roll and do my thing, if that's okay.
Sure.
Yeah, I was gonna do my roll first because this plan kind of
Sucks.
How much longer are we playing, by the way?
It's 6:40 now. Let's go for. I would like to go to at least at least to 7:30 for my time. So that's like an hour or so from now.
all right. That's fine.
Okay, because I do want to get to some combat at some point in time.
I know that's why I'm trying to get this scene.
It's getting there. But what abilities or what attribute things am I using for this?
You're going to use ability and any sort of skill that any one skill that's applicable.
Gotcha.
So whatever skill you think would be best.
Will do.
Hold on.
Welcome back.
Do.
Everyone is cutting out for me, so.
Gotcha.
Let's see if I'm still rolling that bullshit.
Gotta keep rolling.
Toss them bones.
Is this going to be a combined roll between the two of them or no?
It's just going to be. This is the roll for the entire scene.
For his.
Oh,
Look, here's what I suggest, okay? Pray to RN Jesus, who is already in the chat. Just pray to
Also,
him right now.
Demias, you can use some of your potential if you want to boost the roll. Every 3 grants you another +1.
all right. Give
And
me
for a
just
second there, I thought he
Also,
just
wide
rolled.
mechanic-wise, the necklace that Othello and Elena know that B has, that also makes their potential go up every round, right?
Something like that, yeah.
By how much per turn?
Oof,
Nice.
that's pretty good. Nice.
That's
So you sneak in there, like you're good for this scene,
Fucking,
Dauntless.
I have music. I have music for this.
They don't call me Solid Snake for nothing.
Yeah.
You're like full cardboard box up in this motherfucker.
I
you know,
I
going
have
in there.
music for this. It has
Okay.
to be played.
All right. Anyways, continuing on.
Now watch me
so-
be vamp.
Yeah, go ahead and do your roll for the scene.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna try to slide down the hill, go down there, and cause a big ass disruption, and like get everyone riled on my side.
Are you going to use your tinge?
Oh yeah, hell yeah. What do
All
I
right,
add?
so that's going to be a presence and ability plus a skill roll if you have any.
A 3. Okay, so there we go. Let's hope this is good. 19.
Not bad.
I
not
want
bad.
to spend
All right,
some potential.
That's fine. How much?
I don't know how much. Like how much to get that to be at least a 20.
3 potential.
Okay, I do that.
Okay. So here's what happens. Do you want to describe how you get up to the command tent, Demise? Kedi, I mean, I guess. Sorry.
Yeah, I got you. That's good. That's good. After they have their discussion about what to do, he just nods at him and proceeds to sneak down the hill. He's scanning to see what the best entrance would be, and he kind of stays next to the boxes, next to the wall, as he slowly crawls over there trying to get past the guards, and eventually he just ends up in the boxes behind there. He's looking at the command center and kind of getting a closer look at what's going on with the slaves. And he's just trying to figure out what this red aura is. But he decides to just wave to give the signal.
All right. And Machine, do you want to describe what you did?
Okay, I take out my pistol. I slide down the hill. I immediately climb over the fence. I start shooting people's shackles off and yelling, "You're no man's slave anymore!"
Oh, okay. All right. And then you use your tinge, right?
Yeah, it's yeah.
Okay.
He's
So
not
this.
only using his tinge, he's using it to the nth degree.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what happens. You use like just this surge of confidence just wells up from within you, and this explosion of teal just emanates outward from you. Kedi, you can feel this actually, as it's sort of like just blowing past you, and it blows the red aura right off of the slaves, and then a teal aura appears over all of them, and immediately, like all hell, just starts to break loose. Like these slaves just immediately fucking revolt.
Kedi is looking at this like, I don't know what the fuck just happened.
He starts talking about unalienable rights of man that are inherently given and shit too.
While he's like shooting people, and people are
I have
shooting
a
at
song
him.
for this.
Yeah. It's like George Washington shit.
Yep. So,
There you go.
anyways. So yeah, all hell is breaking loose. Go ahead, Kedi. What are you looking for specifically, as far as
I'm
intelligence
looking
goes?
to see if anybody comes out of that building first. Like, does anybody run out when all of this is going on?
Yes. One of the, presumably the commander of this operation. He seems to be a older, more portly gentleman. He exits out, clearly an officer within the Farosian forces, and he's like ordering his men around, trying to quell this uprising. He's not sure what the fuck is going on. You notice he also has an aura, though. It seems to be a like just a straight sort of like orange color, though.
Huh. Well, after he runs past, I wait for a moment, pull the pistol out, and start to sneak in the door, looking around to make sure no one sees me.
All right. The command tent seems to have been vacated completely. There's nobody left in it.
Gotcha. Alright, so while I'm in here, I'm moving quick to try to fill out, or to try to see if there's any information about, what this camp is, or how they're controlling these people.
Okay, you find
Evil.
you find the commander's sort of like quarters, I suppose. His part of the tent, and you find his journal laying open on the desk.
Gotcha. I flipped through it a bit and just slide it. What do I have now that I think about it? Do I have pockets? I bring like a bag? Or...
You have a container. You have a bag.
Alright. I slide it into the bag and keep looking for new items. Now that I found that, my mind starts to switch back into my old self, and so I'm also somewhat looking for anything valuable.
You find a golden locket on the desk.
Easy peasy. Alright, I take that and do a final scan to see if there's, outside of this journal, everything looked like it was just standard information about the production of the mine, the overall company, nothing of interest, but I'm really looking to see, I really want to find if I can, figure out if I can find anything related more to the control of this place, or like any type of messages between the person running this and the person, I guess, who would be above them in the military.
Okay, so you find a section detailing what is going on here, and here's what it reads. Commander Arden has recently taken control of this operation. Production has shot up just tenfold since he has come and taken control. He's done something to these people, he and his master. They granted me a power. It's incredible, to say the least. And the slaves, they show no signs of resistance, dissidence. They have become perfect working machines in all of this. He assures us that our path forward is guaranteed.
Alright, he, after he finishes reading the letter, he puts it back into the bag and starts to sneak out of there, trying to sneak back around the way he came back up to the vantage point he was at.
Alright. So, Kedi, you, at this time, you have, really, like, in the chaos of all this, you have, killed several of the, Farosians. Mercilessly, I might add.
Kedi? What?
Not Kedi, I mean, the
I was
machine.
like, man,
Oh,
Machine.
hell yeah.
didn't know I had it in me.
Yeah.
I didn't
Like,
know that was good people.
Just imagine the scene from, like, Kingsman, where they're in the church. It's
Okay.
sort of like that.
I'm also
You're just
like, I'm also
down
like
on it.
trying to like lead the guys out and like towards like the tribe lands.
Alright, you will this, and you notice that they start to run over there. Yeah, they seem to be completely under your control. So yeah, some of them, like, run, others are still fighting, and you guys make it out of the, camp intact.
How many
Back
people
to
did
the
I
weird
get?
village. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna roll /R 2. We'll make it 2D. You get
88.
9. You get 88 people.
Jesus.
88-14.
God damn it.
So you have
Mainly.
quite a few.
You know what the
I'm gonna
reference
say
is, right?
1 second. I'm gonna say with all of the people combined, your forces are probably around 200.
Holy shit, I have an army.
Yeah. This includes all of the weirds from the weird villages and the 88 people you just saved. So you probably had around
The
200.
idiot people.
Saved 88 people from a death camp.
Oh no, labor camp, not death.
Are you sure? They were just throwing the bodies into a hole.
Well, of course, they were the people who couldn't work anymore, and they killed them and threw them in the hole.
Okay.
It's labor camp, man, dude.
Labor, death.
Look.
What's the difference,
What-
really?
You know about the Great Wall of China, don't you?
Yeah, I mean,
Threw
didn't
the
they just?
people that couldn't stop that couldn't work anymore into the hole for more foundation?
Okay. Anyways. So you get back to the village. It doesn't seem like you were followed. They seem to be too worried about trying to get everything, back in place, regain control, to really care to follow you. So you get out, and several hours pass, and you make it back with your 88 people. You all make it back to the weird village. And by this time, the others, Elena, B, all of you guys, return from the ancient meeting ground, and you are followed in tow by them. And they sort of just land on the outskirts of the village, or walk in, per se. The Thunderbird, the Snake, and the Wolf do.
You now notice that the machine has a frighteningly large army as well.
So is the machine leading people to attack the mining operation?
And they're also, and right now, since you just landed, they're also looting me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. By the way, are you just gonna keep all of those people under your control?
Oh.
Grant them their freedom?
Oh no, I never meant to enslave them. I meant to instill emotions in them.
Okay, so they still have their free will.
Yeah.
It's just you're heavily.
Yeah, they just respect me.
Yeah, some of them, they seem very confused. It's almost like they just broke out of a trance. But they are very grateful to you, Machine.
I'm the liberator.
Yeah, they praise your honor.
Can Elena be riding the wolf?
No.
Oh.
Never-ending story.
Wait, how are they supposed to get there? If they weren't, on the ancients themselves?
Yeah, sure.
I'm going to describe that now. So once you get there, you talk, you tell them of the situation at hand, and then as you're going back, to speed up the process, Escalon, he finally makes use of these pathways that he's been talking of, and just this, wall of shadow just opens up between these two locations. It's almost like a wormhole, almost. And you step on through and make your way back. Escalon, though, he seems to be very heavily winded from having done this. He's actually visibly panting on his hands and knees at this point.
Elena looks over and says, "You okay there, old man?"
I might be old, but I'll be fine. I just can't do that very often.
Okay, so he sees my massive-ass army.
Yeah, you definitely notice the massive amount of forces that you have now.
Yeah. I have. It's important to note that.
Okay, so you've all gathered around again. Kedi, do you want to explain to them what you found out?
Yeah, I pretty much, after saying all this, he pulls out the letter first, that explains that it's that one commander who's really controlling everybody.
You take a look at the name, and you notice someone by the name of Arden.
You said by the name of
Arden. That seems to be
Arden.
the commander that is influencing all these people. Presumably, that is the man who, possesses this red orb.
Gotcha. And I explain it. I pretty much just read the letter out loud to them. And then I pull out the journal, and I haven't really read anything about this, but I say, and I managed to grab this too. It seems to be their personal journal.
Continue, please.
And then I tell them a little bit about what's in the journal.
All right. It's mostly just production figures, that sort of thing. There's a few useful pieces of information though. There's schedules for the ships, like when they're supposed to come in and when they're supposed to return. What else? There's tactical information like where guard posts are. What else? That's about the most useful things you can get out of this book,
Gotcha.
though.
And a out of character question: what is the state of long range communication technology in this world?
World War I era.
Radio,
Gotcha. All right, cool.
which is a room.
Yeah. And then I pretty much point out to him, like, hey, there's probably going to be some reinforcements on the way after all that commotion soon, so we might want to figure out what we're going to do kind of quick.
Escalon, he gets to his feet, and he says, "If you two made a ruckus, then it's best that
not
we go."
you too.
It doesn't matter. Whoever made a scene, if you two did indeed, and that it doesn't matter who did it at this point. He seems almost annoyed at this, but he explains we should rush in and just finish this as quickly as possible.
Elena nods and says, "Why don't we just go in and destroy the mining equipment in there that they have? Or make this place unmineable?"
Well, I was thinking that we find this Arden person and we kill him.
Yeah, let's quarter him.
Did you happen to see this person?
Nope.
There was a person with an orange glow to them, probably connected. It wasn't the exact same aura, but it might be a lead. I don't know.
But it didn't seem like Arden was there. That's what he's basically getting around.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Not necessarily, but there might be someone we could find. Maybe we can figure out some more information where this person is.
I think the best chance is to find whoever's in charge of this operation while trying to disable this operation so it can't be mined further.
True. No reason we can't do both. It's not like we're gonna cause another ruckus isn't gonna cause any harm at this point.
Then let's move.
Zerg rush.
Elena looks over at the entrance. They're there, right?
They are. That's correct.
Kadi's also looking at these motherfuckers like, what the hell is this? And where did you get them from?
Jan,
I was gonna talk, but never mind.
Oh,
Sorry.
my fault. Go ahead.
Jan slithers over to him and looks at him with her big, curious black eyes. Did I see you before?
By the way, for reference, Jan is a giant fucking snake. Like, huge.
What color is it?
Black.
Alright,
Wait, let me find the picture.
Is Val
no.
there? Yeah, dude. He's there.
Oh,
okay.
okay. You see the giant owl there, and he looks like this.
Alright, what we got here?
Scroll up.
There's also
Okay.
a gigantic white wolf there.
Hold on, where's this picture at? What am I looking
There
at?
you go. That's what one of them looks like. Giant, though.
If
Oh,
that's
yeah.
up, I would say that's up to you. If Bella's there, Bella's there.
That's
Oh,
Jan.
that's fucking dope. But yeah, he replies to the snake, big world, might have ran into anybody before. But he's kind of just like, in a trance. He's just looking at it like, is there really a giant snake in front of me right now?
And
Well-
the wolf chimes in after that and says, "Yes, and this is gigantic wolf, a giant eagle, and a giant owl here too."
Well, it may be a big world, but we are not small either.
Yes. Now that you mention it, I do remember a lack of giant snakes in my path.
See?
At least he's not attacking us.
Why do
All right,
these men
so-
have shackles on them? Vel says.
Hello? Oh, you cut out.
Is that what Vel asks? Why do they have shackles on them?
Yeah.
Escalon replies, isn't it obvious? They were slaves, prisoners, being forced to dig up the earth.
And then you turned your slaves into soldiers. Got it.
Well, I did kind of had a headache because of some rumbling.
Elena looks over at them all. So, yep, and we're here to stop it.
Oh, thank God.
So, Othello, you see this army before you, and you realize, you might have a chance at this. So, you think it's best to go ahead and get your plan, like whatever, however you're going to assault this place, like make the plan, and then go.
Elena chimes in real fast, by the way.
Hmm.
Like, with whatever the plan. She looks over at the ancients and says, is it possible for you to close the gap in the places they're mining so they can't get back in?
We can guard the area, the Thunderbird says.
I got a good tongue. I'll probably smell them if they were getting close.
The machine marches his troops forward without you. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh, he's just going? Yeah, you notice the machine just goes then. People that he brought with him, along with some of the weirds.
Well, where are you going?
March onward and kill them, Blitzkrieg! Did you hear me?
Yeah, we heard. I did at least.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he does not respect you.
Do I really need to bitch slap him?
You already have. Need you remember again. He's riding high on some things right now.
Do I need to bitch slap him again?
You can... I don't know if that's even enough. I mean, if you do that now, you might get attacked.
Anyways, so,
Yeah.
are you guys going to just go then? Just go in, guns blazing?
Well, one of us is.
Hey! He talks to the machine. Don't be too eager. You
I
may
lead the people in song
have...
as we march. And I try
Oh,
to
shut
drown
up
him
with
out.
those things you read in a book once. You don't even understand them.
Yeah, I can't even hear you.
I think
Jesus
if he's already gone, he's gone at this point. You can't really interact.
Where you're swimming in a dumpster with your mouth open that you're spewing all that garbage all of a sudden.
No one's listening to you at all.
Yep, they're gone.
Oni the wolf, he just looks at the situation, he's like, well, better than doing nothing, I guess.
Does he do this a lot? Vel.
Only recently, Escalon says. I think
The wolf
he's...
kind of follows in spirit in this.
Othello walks after at a pretty brisk pace. He is pretty pissed right now. And,
I wasn't done.
sorry.
Keep cutting me off.
He will need some time to get to, the machine, so... Go ahead.
The wolf is kind of like running alongside the army going, and he lets out a howl as he's doing it.
You see, we have the gods themselves on our sides, he yells.
Okay, so, Othello,
Yeah.
are you bringing your ship in? One ship you have?
Yeah.
All right. So then, I'm going to say the assault begins.
I would like to have a
The
little
bee.
chat with the machine
She just-
beforehand.
You
And
could
she
do
has the
that
question.
afterwards if you're lucky.
Can I use smack a bitch on him, please?
He's not within range.
Yeah, I mean, he's gone.
Yeah. Plus, that might not be the best idea, because, he's got a bunch of fanatics with him.
Okay, so, real quick,
Did you hear what I said?
what did you say?
I said Elena looks over to B and says, "Are you able to fight?"
I did not actually hear you say it. No. Weird. Anyways, so she says, "Of course." I mean, come on now.
Oh no, she said the word. Elena kind of smirks and just briefly holds her hand, and it just kind of smiles at her, and it's like, "All right, well, don't die."
Okay. So, Othello, you get onto your ship. I'm assuming you have as many people as you can have on it. You have like a standing force now, so you can carry as many people as you can. And the rest continue by foot behind the machine's forces. The ancients
Idiot.
The ancients are going on their own ways, with you in the skies and below. Is Vel joining in on the fight, or is he still just gonna watch?
He actually flies up to the highest point and just watches for now.
Okay.
He's
All
not
right.
quite into it, and he doesn't think he even needs to bother.
All right. I'm gonna be right back. We're gonna do one last scene before we get into the fight,
Okay, I gotta
And
do
then,
something quick as well.
and then we're going to do that, and that's where we'll session for tonight. I will be right back.
Same.
5-minute bathroom break, guys.
Yep.
All right.
The problem is I will
What's up?
I will have to take my leave right now.
Oh, why?
Yes, late over there.
I mean, we're gonna cut it off here, anyways.
Yeah, the thing is I have some work to do
Yeah.
tomorrow, so I can't really stay that much longer.
He said at the beginning.
Yeah.
That's fine. Again, like I said, we're gonna just initiate the scene and then leave it there for now. Till whenever next we play. That song also fits the moment.
Oh, also, he will have a stern word with the machine as soon as this shit is over.
A stern word.
Yes.
Oh no. Oh, hey, Dathus.
Yeah.
Do you want to know what the wolf looks like?
Yes. Though I assume like a wolf.
It's a giant wolf. Honest.
I would have never guessed.
It
That's a
doesn't
dope
have a
picture.
sword in its mouth. That's a giant wolf. It's not Sif, because Sif is on another level, man. No one can be like Sif. I'm sorry, not that no one can compare to Sif. He's the greatest of wolves.
Oh, sorry, I'm back, and I forgot to mute.
Welcome back. I mean,
I like that you used what's this thing called? A Javanese dragon snake as the picture for the snake.
Hey, do you like what I did with the picture for the owl?
I have to say, Cedric, I like how you voice Jan. Kind of cool.
What do you mean?
That's his normal
That's great.
voice.
Sounds like a snake. A snake. A sneaky snake. I'm a snake. A sneaky snake.
Somebody fucking playing Seven Nation Army in the back.
Yes?
Yes.
You
It
just
fits.
noticed?
Lied.
Well, yeah, I just got back.
Do you not like the song either?
No, it's just wow, guys.
Lied.
Yeah, what's up?
I will have to take my leave now. Sorry.
That's okay. I mean, if you guys want to, we can always just stop here.
Let's just... Yeah, we can if you want.
I mean, then we can
Okay,
have
so-
the main battle for when we get back. Is everybody cool with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm cool with
Sure.
that.
Alright, but we should talk EXP.
We can do that. But all right. Cedric, if you have to get out of here, you go ahead and go, man. Have a good night.
Okay. Thank you.
Have a
Yeah,
good one,
Cedric.
Sid.
You got your XP from last session, right?
Yeah, I already spent part of it.
I'm waiting to get 10 XP to do anything.
How many do I have?
Well,
You got to keep track of that, man.
Oh, I'm actually
um,
supposed to
you
keep
should-
track?
Val, you should have 9 at this point.
Yeah,
Is
like
that-
the total amount of experience you've gained.
It should be 9.
Really?
See ya.
I
Later.
Keep, later. I keep track of it in my actual character sheet.
Okay, I think I had one more than you from last one, didn't
Yeah, yeah, you have 9. Your total is 9. My total is 8.
I?
Okay,
Okay, and I've
anyways.
spent 2.
Let's talk feedback. We'll start with where do you guys want to start?
Mechanics.
I'll just say this right now. I have no complaints up at this point, so you can skip me.
Okay. Well, we'll start with mechanics then. Might as well, right? So, anything to comment on as far as mechanics?
Oh, I actually do have something about mechanics.
Yeah. What's up?
How much did you want the Madrite stuff to actually... How much potential did you want to recover per turn? Or just in general?
We'll say for every hour in game that passes, not like hour isn't how long we play, but for every hour that passes in game, you regain 1 potential.
Okay. From now on, you're gonna have to specify how many hours pass so we know. People,
Yeah, just-
weird people know how much
Okay.
potential they got back.
Yeah, that's fine. Just if you're wondering, just ask me.
Okay.
All right. So, anything to comment about as far as mechanics are concerned?
Not really.
All right. Okay. Then let's talk about the story. Anything there specifically to comment about? Any problems? Anything you particularly liked?
I liked the sequence where I got those powers. I thought that was
Yes.
pretty well done.
What
Yes.
are your
I
powers?
also liked a lot of the ad-libbing you did when I was asking for stuff. Like, I really liked the letter thing that you read.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Yeah, there was another thing, I can't remember what it was, but there was another thing you did like that I liked also.
Ad lib. Is that like another fancy way of saying?
Like improvise. Yeah.
Yeah, you know how I am about that, though, man. That's my
You
thing.
always got those
Yeah.
skills.
Yeah, man. The master of improvisation.
Hey, taking my skills over here.
That's what I do. I really liked how Yuri didn't take Escalon's deal.
Nice. I was
I really
wondering
like that
if you would like that or not.
Yeah, I mean, I expected at least one person not to take it, but Yuri's like, hell nah, this seems like some devil shit right here. I'm not about that.
I'm a simple man, and I could totally see that not jiving with his aesthetic.
That's you. While Kedi, on the other hand, was like, magic. Hell yeah, give that shit. Man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, basically what my character did.
So, I know that, I know Matt and Demise, I know you guys don't really have too much interaction with the NPCs just yet, but I'd like to ask your opinions about the NPCs that you did encounter during the session. What is everybody's thoughts about that? Like how things are developing on that front?
I like them so far. Your NPCs seem pretty realistic. Like, I don't think you really have a problem. You stay consistent with the characters is the main thing. Like, I feel like you really understand your characters and what they're about, so it's a lot easier for you to switch into that role and be good at it. So no complaints on that front either.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I can add much to that. I mean, they facilitate the scenes well. That's
Gotcha.
what they're meant to do.
Did you notice who B likes at all? I was making jokes about the thing. It's like Yuri Vision. You can see how AB is for
I kind of wish there was more downtime in the story. What?
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a huge... When you're first starting a campaign, like the first 3, 4, 5 games should be more intensive. That way you could really... You're kind of, what's the word? You're kind of forced to figure out who your character is more quickly, since there's more going on and you have to make more decisions. And
Hey,
so
Mel.
in my... Yeah, huh? Oh, that's
I
good.
was just to bring up the point that Val rushed in character.
Sorry, what? You cut out for me.
You're the one who rushed in character.
Well, yeah. But that's
So-
not the problem here I'm talking about. I'm talking about downtime as in, like, time between each event.
I had another idea recently regarding this is a mechanical idea, but it plays into story development about how I would like for detractions to work in the future.
Okay.
So detractions are things that you can take for your character. They have a negative effect, right? And I think what I want them to do is I want them, like, you can sort of like incite a detraction for a story effect. Example, right?
You mean like how I did with Elena in the last session?
You mean
Yeah,
like
kind
how
of.
I did in the last session where I ended up almost killing a player?
Yeah, like you can incite
Yeah.
the detract.
Yeah.
A machine has this detraction called dark impulse, right?
Yeah.
Basically, whenever he sees anybody interacting with Elena, he becomes extremely jealous and acts on impulse.
I was just a fellow.
I know, but I'm assuming it extends to other people as well.
Only if he thinks there's a chance.
Yeah, I got you. So my idea for in the future, as far as mechanics go, is you take these and they're like story elements. They're things, flaws about your character that you can incite to cause something to happen.
Oh, I've been doing that with Elena.
Should that also work for mixed?
Probably, yes.
Okay, that could be cool. I wouldn't mind seeing like my character have to have his ideology challenged.
I think that's going to happen very soon if you continue down the path you want.
Oh yeah, I'm hoping. I mean,
Yeah.
that's why you take those things, you know?
If I could get some feedback, I know I've only been in like 2 sessions, but yeah. What do you guys think of my character overall, or my role playing overall in general?
I think it's pretty good. I just wish you'd participate more in the Discord.
I think we need to give you more spotlight.
No, your role
You
playing's
said-
fine. I just wish you'd participate more in the Discord whenever you had time to do so.
I really
got
think.
you. What were you saying though?
Oh, I was saying, yeah, I think we need to give you more like spotlight and stuff, man, because we don't know much about
Yeah,
your
I would.
character.
I'd really like to get Kedi and Yuri some time in the limelight, so to speak.
Why do you think I had Elena go off with B to talk to the ancients?
Yeah, like I'm just trying to think of ways that we could do that at this point. There's lots of things to think about. We can't really do a session in between sessions now, unless it's like in the past. You know, because there's not really a whole lot of time between when you leave this village and when you go to assault the mining operation.
Yeah.
So we would have to do like a prequel session if we're going to do anything along those lines.
Yeah, that'd be nice, I think, if we could do that.
I'm just trying to think like what specifically would happen during that prequel session.
Well, there
I don't
was.
think there would be a prequel session for this moment.
I could
because
think
a
of
lot
one.
Time did pass.
I could think of one.
What's up?
I could think of one.
What's that?
That 2-hour flight we took going 2 ways. That's something we could do stuff on, if anything.
Yeah, like there could be something there. Yeah, because you were gone during that time, so we could do something then. That would be with Elena, Othello, Yuri, and
It would more so
Anybody
be
else?
though for the people who
I'd
stayed
really
on the
not
ship.
want to do that personally, because I don't like role playing characters in the past. Because it kind of like offsets
No, I think
how I'm playing the
it's
character in
fine.
the present.
Especially people who stayed on the ship, though.
yeah, there's lots
I'm
of
not
potential.
really down for doing that personally, because it offsets my vibes playing the character.
Well, you technically don't have to, you know. If that's an issue. I mean, we
I
could
just
focus.
don't like doing flashback stuff. It's kind of annoying.
We could focus on the people who stayed on the ship, for example, because I know like Matt stayed on the ship and Cad. What was it? Cad what?
Kedi.
Caddy. Yeah, Caddy stayed on as well. So that would also allow them to
definitely-
have more spotlight.
I definitely think Rory and Kadi should have their own session or something like that.
I agree.
I mean, I also stayed on the ship though, so I could probably.
So-
Yeah, you can come too.
Yeah, you could.
So, my question now is there anything else you guys want to talk about?
Yeah,
EXP, baby.
Oh, yeah. Just send me a list of things that you did in the story that you think you deserve experience for.
A list of things. Well, I mean,
Yeah, just what you think you deserve experience for. Or if you want to do it verbally, we can go ahead and you can just.
I
List
I kind of want to do it verbally.
All right, go ahead and
The
tell
thing
me.
is, I didn't have Elena do too much this session, so they could get more time. But I think if that robs me of experience, that's kind of bullshit. Like, I on purpose didn't do much so they could get more spotlight time.
I mean, you did quite a bit actually. Like you went down there with B and the machine to talk with the other village head.
Yeah.
What else? What else did you do? Trying to think here.
I did give the necklace to B.
Yeah, you developed your relationship more with B.
And then I think she did go talk to the ancients again, but I don't know if that counts.
I really liked your role playing with mourning your grandfather's loss. I would say that's worthy of one experience.
What, that's 3 so far?
Yeah, I think that's perfectly fine for a single session of the experience.
Yeah, that works. Oh, I can. Oh, that means I can develop the last ability in my fire tree.
Okay.
Here's my question, Light. Okay. Can the 11th one be an ability that increases both hit and damage with fire? Because the 11th one's supposed to be super powerful.
Sure.
Actually, here's a better idea. What if it instead reduces how much potential is needed to do something with fire?
Just do the damage and the accuracy. By the way,
Gonna be +2 for each or no?
sure. Anyways, though, every time you deal damage with a fire thing, you're gonna have to tell me how much it does each time.
At minimum, at this point, since you let me have +2, it's gonna do 11.
Okay.
So +2 is 11, +4 is going to be 13, and then
Okay. You're just gonna have to keep me posted about that.
I can send you the cheat after this. So hold on.
Alright, how does experience work again?
Basically, the more you did in the story, like, if you did something in the story, and you think you deserve experience for doing it, just go ahead and tell me, and I'll tell you.
I think he deserves a lot of experience because
I agree.
he snuck in there.
Yeah,
really well.
I agree, he does. By the way, Val, each of those things will give... Bria.
Sorry, what? Yeah, you cut out.
Each of those things will give you 1 point of experience.
Okay, so that's how many?
1, 2, 3, 4.
4 plus I had 9, you said?
Yes.
Alright.
Alright, out of curiosity, what do you think you did during the session that you deserve experience for, Myas?
You said what?
In the session, what do you think you did
Alright,
that warrants a point of experience?
got you. I say the sneaking in thing, of course.
Okay.
I think, what else did I even do? I
You
mean, I didn't
retrieved-
really.
You retrieved the journal.
Yeah, the journal and the letter.
You made the choice. This is the thing also. The experience is based not only of it's basically any interesting choice anything that added to the story that made it more entertaining.
Oh, got you.
So, for example, like you sneaking into the compound, and
Alright,
you
what
deciding to take on the gift of the Tenge. He's like,
Got you. Would the initial decision to sneak into the base first also count?
Yes.
uh-huh.
Alright.
That's
I mean,
already
I-
3 racked up. So.
Yeah, I think out of that list, that might be. Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty
Oh.
much it.
You gained a new detraction as well, because the not being
Oh,
liked
yeah.
by animals thing. So I'd
Oh
say
yeah,
that's
4 XP right there, my
I
dude.
would say that warrants a point.
Yeah, fuck
Oh.
him.
What about you, Matt? What do you think you did that you deserve a point of experience for?
So probably just my interaction, the NPC turning down the offer.
Okay. That's definitely one. Is there anything else you can think of?
I want to say he deserves like some EX throughout the entire thing from the beginning for piloting a ship in such a dangerous situation. Just saying, because he wasn't around when he started that.
I agree with you, but I'm conflicted because he wasn't there for the session.
Yeah. The only other thing I can really think of is just my decision at the beginning of this session to get everything ready on the ship so that we could get out of that dangerous situation.
Oh,
Maybe
sorry.
if I didn't, that something bad could have happened. Could have been stuck
Okay.
there.
Yeah,
I want to
alright.
bring up one more thing with Athos. He did ravingly go down and steal some shit.
That as well, yeah.
True.
I think that warrants another one of experience.
Oh, I just
again,
fought his
'cause-
son that Daphis did.
So yeah, I can agree with that. And yeah, Matt, that'll give you 2 points of experience for this session. All right.
Daphis, you also stole those, artifacts from the weirds. That's gonna come up later, I bet.
That's what I just said.
Oh. Oh, I thought you were talking
Yeah,
about, I thought you were talking about the gold pocket watch you stole. Oh, okay.
Oh,
I'm talking about when he went down to the ship and all that chaos was kind of going
Okay.
on and he stole some shit.
Okay, I misunderstood you, that's all.
So that's 5 EXP for you, my dude.
Alright. Hey, does man overboard count for me or no?
sure.
Oh, okay. Because I just needed one more anyway.
I'm
alright,
thinking.
so, what do I do with these points?
You can
So, sorry.
you can spend them to gain more skills in your skill tree, or you can spend them to increase your attributes.
It's 10 EXP to increase an attribute, and then it's, I have it marked in the EXP and stat mechanics as well, but, it just depends on what you want to do with it.
Gotcha. I'm looking at it now, though.
Oh, hey, Light.
Yeah. What's up?
So you know, Elena at a minimum does 11 fire damage if we're going off +2.
Okay.
She does 13 if it's a +4, +4, and she does 15 if it's, the max +6.
Okay.
Just letting you know. She
Gotcha.
also has a +9 to hit with it now.
Fair enough.
Okay, I want to go over what I want my plus 10 ability to do.
Plus ability. So.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I can get this, but I want a special thing for my plus 10 ability to be a once a session type deal or whatever. Maybe not even
Interesting.
that. Or maybe it has to be spaced out more, but not sure how powerful this would be. Just once per whatever. I can fade to black and that guy is dead. Sopranos.
You can do what? You kind of cut out there.
I cut out? Well, I call
A
it
little bit.
Sopranos. Did you hear that part?
Sopranos, yeah.
Yep.
It fades to black, and that guy is dead.
Which is like an insta-kill?
No, we just cut the scene there, he's dead, and then we move on from there. Because he's an
Yeah.
assassin. Have to be in the scene with him. Like The Sopranos.
I don't know, man. I'm kind of iffy about the whole one-shot. I mean, it just depends on how you do it.
It's a once in a few things time thing, man. I don't know how often you want to space it out. Take note, this is the ultimate ability of him.
Wasn't that tree?
Well, I'm not gonna get another.
You can make it to the tree.
I'm not gonna get that far. Don't worry. I'm telling you, I'm not gonna get another. And it kind of makes sort of sense. It makes sense, at least. Whether or not it's too powerful is another matter.
Well, hey guys, that was a lot of fun, but I think I'm gonna head out.
Okay. See you later, man. Have a good night.
Yeah, you
Right.
too.
Hey, yeah, have a good night, man. Hey, Light, I'm gonna send you what I currently have
Okay.
through files. I'll
Sounds
the
good.
update on it. There's 1, and then there's 2. There you go, Light.
Okay. 1 second.
Hey, Daphis.
Yeah.
Did you want to rework your tree a little bit, since we have time now?
He's got us pretty
Oh.
good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I was actually thinking about how to use my points, and I'm thinking of. I think I want to add another tree, but I'm not sure.
I'm gonna add another tree as well, but I think I'm gonna wait till after next session to do it, because I want Elena to go into a more shamanistic development thing,
Alright, got you. I
which
think I'm
involves
trying.
using.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, it's gonna involve using like life magic, basically.
Alright. I was
Because
thinking of.
Sorry.
Oh,
Go
you're
ahead.
good. I was saying I was just thinking of adding another tree, but I think I might wait also. Because I think I should. I don't know. I think my character should do it
I
one or
would
two.
make one for your tinged ability.
Oh yeah, I still don't even know what that is.
I said go for invisibility, but you don't have to do that.
I have several ideas for what your tinge could be.
All right, throw them at me.
Well, you're a thief, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Maybe you have the ability. Can you hear me? Because I noticed my thing is kind of fluctuating.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh, okay. So maybe you have the ability to sort of like sense what other people want. That could be what you want, right?
All right, that's a good one.
Or maybe something
I
along the
mean,
lines
I
of
honestly think is
maybe something along the lines of you can like trick people with like illusions, things like that. Just trap them, sort of. That could be an option as well.
I think
Alright, well-
Kadif's ability should literally be to have otherworldly knowledge of what shit is worth. Just like
What
have.
else?
What do you think about that line?
Maybe.
I actually really like that.
The tinge is supposed to reflect the deepest desires that your character holds. The thing that they want more than anything. You know, what will
I think
fulf-
he wants to loot the most.
what
Yeah,
will
and that's pretty.
what
Yeah. The question is, would I be able to do it to people also? Like, could I look at a person and be like, man, I could get a smooth 1 million out of ransoming this person?
maybe.
Sure. I'd say.
I mean, if your character's a thief and they just want the loot, they want the money, I think the idea I used would be good because you would have unworldly information on what things are worth.
There's
and
also
you know who to.
Hey,
What?
yeah.
Yeah.
There's also the option to steal abstract things.
well, here's another
Abstract
thing,
things.
though. You could just not want to go to jail or get caught, and that could be invisibility. Right?
Yeah, but that's not his.
No?
I feel
Okay.
you on that. Invisibility is one of the ones I was thinking about. It was the top contender so far, to be honest. But I don't know, man. I feel like it's kind of generic.
Okay.
I think you should go with the unworldly knowledge about value, about what something's worth, and exactly who in the world would want it.
What else? What else could you do? You could maybe play off of his want to not be captured, you know, to not be pinned down in one place. Maybe he's able to freely traverse through dimensions easier than other tinged are.
Yeah, teleports.
Not really so much a teleport, but more so like he can. You know how Escalon was able to open up that pathway?
I got a better idea. Maybe he can do that stuff that Nightcrawler does.
That's a great idea.
Teleport.
Anyways,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but I feel like you could have like another. I guess not necessarily another ability to it, but like if he teleports only when he's out of the line of sight of people. Like someone could be chasing him, he goes around a corner, boom, gone.
Shadow magic.
There's a lot of
Disappears
stuff.
in the shadow.
There's a lot of stuff besides your central ability for your tinge, right? There's also just a bunch of generic things that you can do with it. Like I said, you can control your aura to act like a shield. You can control it to, like, dramatically enhance your physical abilities, to manipulate objects far away from you, different things like that.
Things my characters never used it for.
I honestly think you should go with teleportation, though, Nightcrawler style, or you should go with just otherworldly knowledge of what something's worth. Because I feel that I don't know your character better than you do, but from what I'm guessing, how you bring your character, that if he most desires like just that have valued objects, right? It's a thief.
I have one other thing that he could do that would be pretty cool, and this is the last one I could probably think of. Dimensional
Go ahead.
pockets.
Well, here's the thing, right? Also, like, you have to consider this. Why does his character want wealth? Wealth is just... How do I put this? Wealth is it's an enabler, right? It doesn't necessarily generate happiness. It just allows you to more easily obtain that.
Unless you
Well, I
have
mean-
gold fear.
I mean,
So my
I mean-
question is this: why does Kedi want wealth? For what purpose?
I mean, if you look at the reason why most people steal things, it's because they want to have something worth of value, right?
Yeah, but they want
Yeah.
that thing of
The
value
thing is,
for a
with
reason.
people who are high class thieves or high level thieves don't necessarily care about money. Like they like the puzzle more than they care about the actual object itself. You know what I mean? Like a lot of high level cat burglars or a lot of high level heist guys, of course they're doing it for the money. Like the money's great. But there's much easier illegal ways to make money than breaking into something that's highly armored.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Isn't a thief's like general intent to have a collection of things that are worth a lot?
I mean, it could either be that, or it could either be to just steal things that are hard to get.
You know what another
Yeah,
motivation for theft is, right? Just the thrill of it.
And that's why I think if your character wants to do stuff like that, if he knew the value of something, it would drive him to want it more. It's like, ooh, that painting's worth a lot of fucking money, right?
It's good, yeah.
He might go on an escapade to try to get it.
True.
I'm not saying it's what you have to pick. I'm just saying, from what I've seen of you playing your character, it seems to match the best with what tinged abilities do, which draws from the desires of the person. So, I mean, like in the other campaign I ran with Lied, right?
His character's
My
tinge
character-
was like necromancy.
Yeah, like she wanted to bring her dead lover back, but she couldn't. And so when she used her tinge, it literally... Oh no, that's right. No, she brought someone back to life, but it was different. Like, it came back different. But her desire was to bring someone back from the dead.
And then there was another person who they wanted for all of the time in the world to study, so they gained control over the flow of time as their tinge.
That was
And
Seth's
then-
character. It was
yeah.
good.
And then there was another person who wanted for people to sort of like love them, so they could change their appearance into whatever they wanted. That was
Weird.
that person's tinge.
Nice. It reminds me of you remember that MetaHuman game we played?
Yeah, that I want to run that again at some point.
Oh, what is that?
All right. You said what?
Oh, Val was asking like what it was. You want to tell him?
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Basically, the way that it worked, and I don't remember all the details, is people in the world were gaining like meta-human level powers, and they couldn't explain exactly what it was, but it pretty much just turned like it pretty much made you able to do whatever your deepest desire was. Like there was a guy who turned invisible because his family had like abused him, and he didn't really care about getting their love. He just wanted to not be seen by them, so he stopped torturing them. And so when he got his powers, he discovered he was invisible.
Nah, you got it mixed up, man. That was me, but my ability was to
Oh, what the hell?
make them forget that I exist.
Oh, that was it. That's even better, yeah. In my mind, I'm like, I'm that Spider-Man pointing. But, yeah, that was yours, and that was dope.
Then there
I
was
can't rem-
Jordan's. He was like, I don't know exactly what his character's backstory was, but I think it was that he was a soldier, and basically he was so stressed out about not being able to be everywhere at once that he gained the ability to split himself into two people or some shit
Oh,
like that.
yeah. Oh, yeah, something happened where, like, he had to make a choice, and, like, someone he cared about died, and he regretted that he couldn't have been at both places at once.
So he gained the ability to be at two places.
That's cool.
And
Yeah.
there were others as well, like
There was a bunch of them. I can't remember any of them, though.
yeah, like there was one guy who wanted to be like the greatest weapon master, so he gained the ability to just be able to wield any weapon to incredible ability.
Yeah, but it usually had to be like something you desired deeply, and it had to be. I don't know if I made it so it had to be something negative. I think my logic was it's usually negative emotions that feel the strongest, because you don't your happiest moments. Let's see, what am I intensity wise? Like your most intense happiness in your mind probably doesn't hold the same weight as your most intense depression.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Unless you're on cocaine.
There was, I remember in that campaign, there was a person, another meta, and their ability was to make other people into metas.
What?
Yeah, I don't remember that one. Well, I do remember it, but I don't remember the backstory for it. There was kind of like
I don't remember either, but yeah, I remember it.
there was also a dude that could take other people's power. So look, I'm not saying that My Hero Academy straight up stole my storyline, but I'm also not denying it.
They probably did. Who knows?
But
Yeah, that third player is the one who created it. I know it.
hey, like,
Yeah.
what do you think about the idea of me kind of making Elena go into a more healery route at this point? Because you know what a volcano does, right?
Nope.
It explodes.
After the destruction of a volcano, more life can be made from after its destruction, you know?
Yeah,
That's what I'm going with Elena, I think.
maybe.
Because I think her next trim gonna do is gonna be a one that makes it where she focuses more on healing abilities.
It's a possibility.
Hey, you know how you were talking about invoking disadvantages?
Yeah.
Yeah, how would I, like, do that for, like, a burnt hand?
How would you do what? You broke up there, what?
Oh, sorry. How would you do that for, like, a burnt-up hand?
That's a good question. There's many ways to invoke a disadvantage other than just through mechanical means. Like, you know, somebody might look at your hand and be, man, this is someone who got themselves into trouble. They might think less of you. Or, you know, you might invoke it in a positive manner, where they sort of, like, pity you. You know?
Okay, I think I have a...
Or, you know, there's also just the general idea of, you know, since that's your main hand, the disadvantage might be invoked where you instinctively go to use it, and then you're like, oh fuck, I can't use this hand.
Okay, I think
So
I
you
might have
fumble.
a story beat for it now.
I kind of got this idea from our game of Fate that we ran, where, you know, you sort of invoke the aspects, somewhat like that.
If you want
You know
to
what I'm
go, if you want to go off fate, you may as well just incorporate rerolls.
No.
Smart.
To be honest with you, I don't know. I feel like an ass, but that guy.
Stutters too much.
When you get right down to it, yeah. Like I'm sorry, I know he can't help it, but his stuttering is so bad.
I know. I
mean,
try not to say anything.
I'm not trying to be an ass, but it really does get in the way.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like listening to the scat man when he ain't on alcohol. Because when the scat man ain't on alcohol, it's just gibberish.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's nothing against him personally, but it's just.
Yeah, I know he can't help it. Probably.
What the fuck is happening to your dogs, dude?
My uncle just got home.
Can you mute for a second until they quiet down? Okay, there we go.
Yeah, they are going crazy over there.
Jesus Christ.
I think the apocalypse was happening.
So, yeah. More so, my idea wasn't that I would invoke these disadvantages. It would be things that you can do as a player to make the story more interesting and gain experience.
Yeah, no, so I could, invoke it and someone would, call me out on it.
Yeah, like, you can invoke, for instance, right? You also have a disadvantage of being very, noticeable? Like, people know you.
Oh, I am literally distinct. No one forgets me.
Yeah, so, you could invoke the disadvantage and have somebody appear in the scene that knows you from the past.
Oh, yeah, because
Right?
now there's a bunch of people who might know me now. Who have just,
Exactly.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Of course, that might not be a negative thing, though, in this light.
Yeah, it may not necessarily be. Which means I should probably change the...
Sorry, what?
That may not be a negative thing, yeah. So I should probably change the name from attractions and detractions to something else, huh?
You could call I don't know, let's see here. Would flaws work?
You could just call them attractions.
Eh.
Just straight up attractions, where they just attract to the scene,
Features. Features could be nice.
There you go.
Alright, I'll go see you guys later.
See you later, man. Have a good night.
Yep. I'll write up thing at some point, but not right now.
Okay.
Oh yeah, do you want me to stop recording?
Yeah, that might be a good idea, man.